Important details. Yoko and Shogo go to the park late at night because Yoko wants to, allegedly, find the mysteries. She wants to find what's going on with the 7 mysteries of Honjo because she believes that they hold the secret to the rite of resurrection, which will allow anybody to bring somebody back to life. And she wants to try to use it to bring back her childhood dog, Ogopogo. Some fucked up happens, but we don't know exactly what. In this timeline, potentially, she gets a weird feeling. Shogo gets a weird feeling. He sends her home. He stays there. And by morning time, he is dead. At the same time, 3 other people are investigating the rites and or things going on around the rites, such as Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who's working with his partner, new partner Jun Eryo, who are investigating the death of a police officer from a couple of days prior that also happens to be on the site of one of the 7 mysteries. Harue Shigima is a grieving mother who lost her son in a kidnapping and then a murder 1 year ago. She's hired a private investigator named Richter to investigate the disappearance. Yakko Sakazaki is a high school student who is trying to figure out what happened to her childhood friend Michio, who killed herself. In extreme quotation marks, they know that she fell from a building and died. It is ruled a suicide. Everyone's saying it's a suicide. Yakko does not believe that that is true. She is pairing up with a young girl named Mio, who is, unbeknownst to Yakko, kind of. Yakko knows that she's kind of spiritual and gothy and weird, but Mio is like a full-blown psychic who is working as a kind of consultant? Field agent, a little bit, but not really. Apprentice for the secret X-Files division of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Force. Maybe the real mystery is why people getting murdered. Precisely. So yeah, the thing about the 7 mysteries also is that each of them has a curse attached to them, and it's kind of related to whatever the mystery is, but the mysteries have kind of been lost to time, so nobody's 100% sure. But whenever somebody has a curse, they can use it to kill people if specific conditions are met. Allegedly, if they manage to completely fill up their curse idols, that's not what they're called, but I'm going to call them that because it makes it easier. If they manage to completely fill up their curse idols with human souls, then they will allegedly be able to perform the rite of resurrection and bring somebody back. Now, the important thing about that is that killing a regular old person will not give you a lot of human soul points, which are called soul dregs. However, if you kill another curse bearer, you get a shitload of them. So basically what's happening right now is all of these people, Harue, maybe Shogo, but we're not super sure, Tsutsumi and Yakko are all curse bearers, and there are also other curse bearers in the area. So it's like a cat and mouse game where some of them really, really, really want to do the right and are trying to kill everybody else. Some people are waiting. Some people want to do the right, but they are not comfortable with killing people, and so on and so forth. We also learned from Mio that there is... what is it called? Something of darkness. Not even close. The Feast of Shadows. This is basically like well, let me just read this actually. Let me see if there's anything that makes it easier. So this doesn't explain it super well, but it's like, it's an AoE that amplifies the strength of curses in the area. Not only like the curses as in when you try to kill somebody, but the curses originally, like the grudges and the spirits and stuff. So Mio believes that someone has cast the Feast of Shadows, I guess cast is the word, on this small area of Honjo to try and make all of this shit happen. There are other shady figures, there's other details, but that is the gist of it right now. Also, hi Dill Focus, the cop that got was either married or not. No one's quite sure. Not married, but engaged to his girlfriend of 10 years that Eryo just didn't mention for some reason for a while. So yeah, I think that's where we're caught up to. Also, it's 2 a.m. I think, right now. It kind of depends. Even though these are all lined up as if they're the same time, they're not actually. I think Harue is ahead of everyone by like an hour. So I think Harue's 2 a.m. and everyone else is 1 a.m. Oh, but Yakko's timeline is weird too. I don't know. It's late at night. / very early in the morning, depending on who you ask. Let's go. Let's go to Tetsuo, the Hunt for the Curse Bearers Part 2. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, 1 a.m. Midoicho Park. Excuse me, sorry to bother you, but we have some questions for you. Look at this hair. What? Are you with the police? I haven't done anything. Oh wait, this is Araishi? Don't worry, this isn't an interrogation or anything. We just want to talk. You're Hideki Araishi, right? The historian? We know who you are, so this won't take long. But since we saw you here, we'd just like to ask you a couple questions. Local history researcher, Hideki Araishi. Well, let's get it over with. I'm a busy man. Is that so? Let me think with my brain. Hideki Araishi. He says he's a local historian. But supposedly he knows more about the rite of resurrection than anybody. The fact he's here at this time of night, it's plenty possible that he's a curse bearer. Anything else to think? No. Questioning people like this can put unnecessary stress on them depending on their position. This guy's pretty sharp. I'll have to play it safe and only push him when I see an opening. From appearances, it's hard to imagine this small, bookish, well-spoken man being very dangerous. That's how they get you. But in this day and age, you never know. I should be careful. Boss, let's ask Hideki some questions. What were you doing? Now, Mr. Araishi, what were you doing here at this time of night? Doing research, of course. Day or night, information never sleeps. That's an admirable philosophy. You know, your research has been quite the talk around town. What was it they were saying? You discovered something about some book? Can't they sense other curse bearers, though? They can see the spirits that the curses... Well, how do I put it? They can see the spirit attached to the curses, but the spirit, I think, does not always show. It's either that they don't always show or they aren't always right next to them. I'm not, like, 100% clear. Either because they didn't explain that super duper well, or because they explained it at the beginning of the game and then the description is not as... Because it says it. They say something like it in here. That's a good question. Right, curse echoes are the visual manifestations of curses. These manifestations are fundamentally related to the origin of the curse. They do not always take the same shape and may sometimes appear in a more abstract or disfigured form. They lack consciousness, unlike a spirit. Ordinarily, those with no spirit sense would not be able to perceive a curse echo, but anyone who becomes a curse bearer can see other curse echoes. So yeah, I think it's just they kind of float around nearby, but they're not always really relevant. I think it's the Record of Fates is what it's called, right? I guess I could just check, but... right, you found some kind of ritual in the Record of Fates. What? Don't tell me you want to know how to carry out the rite of resurrection, too. To be perfectly honest, I'm tired of people asking me about it all the time. None of you even care about the local history. You just come crawling out of the woodwork when something interesting comes up. Looks like I hit a nerve. If you think you can force me to tell you because you're policemen, you're sorely mistaken. That was a weird thing to say. Was the research you were doing just now also related to the rite of resurrection? Edio, what did he just say? Well, yes, that's right. What exactly were you looking for? I have no reason to tell you that. You wouldn't understand anyway. You think so? Oh, he just says the same thing. Are you doing all this research so you can use the rite of resurrection yourself? You're a policeman. Do you really think people can be brought back to life? Everyone I meet. Pitiful. Huh? So you don't even believe in the rite? Whether it's real or not has nothing to do with my research. Such things are better left to the occult freaks. Or so I thought. Hmm? Things changed. It has become necessary for me to pursue the right. So now I pray that it is real. What changed? I'm sure you can imagine. The funds for my research. I receive a large amount of funding for seeking the right of resurrection. And if I find it, I'll receive a sum so great that I'll never have to worry about money again. Oh, then that means someone is sponsoring your research. Is that right? So what if they are? You have no idea how hard we work to secure funding for our research. I have no interest in teaching those children. Listen to me. I'll tell you one thing. Those experts you see writing provocative books or spouting nonsense on TV to try and get popular, all of them are just trying to get the money they need to do their research. With how popular the occult is, saying something even remotely spooky can lead to big money. What? But I bought your book! The pursuit of the unknown begins, first and foremost, with belief. I was so inspired by that bit. I do appreciate your patronage. Unfortunately, however, the occult is not my true interest. The fate of the unknown is to be destroyed by thorough research and deep consideration. No way. I can't believe it. You're surprisingly innocent. Who says that? Who says you're surprisingly innocent? Anything else to say? Then what kind of research do you want to be doing? I'm sure it wouldn't interest you, but to put it simply, the focus of my research is how historical accounts transform into folklore over the years, as they are passed down from generation to generation. What does that mean? Due to human bias, the account of any event is inevitably changed by the person communicating it. This is not necessarily done with ill intentions. It happens when someone tries to fill in the gaps in a story that lacks detail, or when someone's left out or abridged because of the story's length. Or when something's left out or abridged, my bad. Or when a story twists and shifts as it's spread through oral tradition. Even when two stories are told about the same event, differences in culture or environment affect how it's told, changing its content. Silly little things can turn into terribly mysterious legends. My research is the study of how history, culture, and legend all influence each other. Huh, I see. Take the 7 mysteries of Honjo, for example. Why are some of the mysteries seemingly about nothing particularly interesting? You'd think stories wouldn't last a decade, let alone hundreds of years. So why? Perhaps putting it that way piques your interest? I admit I am curious. So that's what you've been researching all this time. Makes sense. As I said, it doesn't matter to me whether the right exists or not. If people in the Edo period believe that what was written in the Record of Fates was real, that's all I'm interested in. So how's the volume for y'all? I turned it down a little because it sounded very loud for me, but maybe it was different. We'll see. This Record of Fates. Where did you get your hands on it? The storehouse of an old private residence in the city, just as the public was told. I'm unable to be more precise due to an agreement with my informant. But I have to be realistic. The research I'd like to do is unfortunately not very lucrative. That's why I need to take some risks. Well, in that case, I think I might have a guess as to what it is you were looking for. I mean, they're all pretty fair guesses, I suppose. Curse stones or curse bearers? Soul dregs is a bit too... feels a bit too aggy. I'm gonna say curse stones. What? Damn it. If you know about that, then... calm down. No need to get so defensive. I ain't telling you... well, let me save. I was gonna say, I ain't telling you nothing. And I ain't telling you nothing. But... some stuff you just gotta say, you know? We both want information, right? Why don't we have a nice, friendly chat? You may say that, but I don't trust you. Perhaps you've already learned about curses. Perhaps you want to take my power away from me. No, that's not true. I almost revealed my hand. I'll say nothing else. Sorry, I'll be taking my leave here. Hey, stop! He's so fast. Sorry, boss. He got away. Wait, sorry, maybe I should sit through this. Oh no. This is new though, so I guess I have to watch it. Oh, so now I guess because you don't die, it's not a game over? This is kind of silly. The way he just turned around and disappeared, I guess he's super duper fast. Look at my curse stone. It says the same thing though, we both want information, right? Why don't we have a nice friendly chat? A curse stone! You're a curse bearer! A leaf. It is the evergreen beech then. Yep, will you show me yours? Ugh. This is mine, the ever-burning lantern. Ah. Interesting. I assume we just gotta tell him everything. We'll choose to believe him. And by choose to believe him, we know that he's not lying, because he can't lie. I'll tell you this for free. The evergreen beech comes from a man who was hanged for spreading false rumors. But the accusations against him were unfounded, and he died cursing those who deceived him. Ah, so that's the resentful memory held within the evergreen beech. The memories of the 7 mysteries are truly fascinating. If only I could collect them all. Do whatever you want, but you should know something. This stone of mine lets me curse anyone who tries to mislead me. What? But... So don't try and lie to me. Oh no. You would curse a citizen? And you call yourself an officer of the law? That all depends on you. I don't want to use it if I don't have to. What is it you want? The curse stones are dangerous. I'd like to confiscate yours. Excuse me? But my right. First, let me ask you one thing. You haven't used that curse, have you? No, of course I haven't. I swear. Tsutsumi's curse is the best. Not only for killing people, but also because it creates the best comedic moments. I see. Good. Now, why don't you hand over that stone? Unless you'd rather try using it on me instead. Damn you. I won't give it to you. If I were to say that, what would happen? Would it be a crime? The police are aware of how dangerous the stones are. I could arrest you under Article 1, Section 2 of the Minor Offenses Act. Or you hand it over and all you lose is your secret ability. Think of what would happen to all your research if you were arrested. Fine. You can have the stone. Here. Good choice. I look forward to seeing how your research pans out. Oh, right. Would you tell us everything you know about what's been going on? If you help us out, we'll give you all the information we've gotten after we solve the case. What do you say? In that case, will you tell me about all the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries? I believe they are the key to the secret hidden in the Record of Fates. Sure, why not? I'll learn about them as I collect the curse stones. We're trading Pokemon cards out here. But thanks to you, we learned a lot from him. I wonder. The mysteries and right are all public information. He kept everything he knows about the other curse bearers and the source of the curse here hidden. I was hoping he'd at least give us a clue about how to beat these curses. Oh, I see. Then we should be more aggressive next time. Really make him spit it out. And by we, I mean you. I'm guessing he wants to save this curse. He wouldn't have told us anything, no matter what we asked. But now we know where he hangs out. We can always send someone for him if need be. Right, got it. I was surprised to hear that there are actually 9 of the 7 mysteries, though. Yeah, that's 2 extra curse bearers we have to find. Oh, so it's official. There are going to be 9. We've confiscated 2, so there are 6 more. They could be anywhere in this town. We have to find them faster. They may start using the curses. No, I think we're already too late. Huh? I didn't tell you this, but there were some soul dregs in Namigaki's curse stone. Really? Then he already killed someone with it? It's not much, so it probably wasn't a curse bearer. Shit. Well, we know who did it. We can make arrangements to take him into custody. We'll have Paranormal Affairs pick him up tomorrow. For now, we continue our search. Right. On to the next place. We just have to cross them off the list one by one. Oh, but... boss? Huh? Good to know we can use the Minor Offenses Act to arrest people with curse stones. But why didn't we do that with Namigaki? If we could do that, there'd be no need for paranormal affairs. What grounds would a normal detective have to put him under arrest? Oh, right. Yeah, I suppose that's true. You see, Breezy, beautiful. But this one's still a little bit hidden. Maybe I have to do something else. Well, no, because it doesn't say incomplete. So we'll see. We'll see about this, because the last time something was staticky like this, it was related to Shogo and like having to go back in the timeline and stuff, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, let's do Yakko. Yakko Sakazaki, 1 a.m. Inside Komagata High School. We were previously entrenched in darkness. Hey, Mio? What was that just now? Could it be another curse echo different from mine? I think so, yes. We may have been discovered by another curse bearer. Oh. Ah, so it's probably the darkness guy. What's wrong? Shh. Someone's there. In that classroom. What? Something moved inside. Well? Spooky, scary. No, get me out of here. We don't need to check it out, right? Let's hurry and get out of here. Maybe the person who used that curse echo may be in there. If we could just see who it is, it could help us later. Right. Okay, just a glimpse. Be careful. It seemed awfully close for a glimpse. Oh, body inside. Well, can you see anything? Try and get a look around. No, I'm scared. I don't like it. Oh, oh God. Huh? Is that our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jonouchi? And the person with him is Hitomi from Class A? What? I don't like this. Oh my. What's going on here? Wait, are we screaming out loud? Ah! That bastard. He's at it again. I have to kill him. Agreed. What do we need, 30 seconds? Oh, maybe I should turn the music on. Hang on, I have the music off because I was worried I would get killed accidentally, right? Oh no, it's on, it's on. Voices are still off, though. Is it necessarily the right decision? I don't know, but... Hey! Die. Die, Mr. Jonouchi. What is this sound? No, Yakko, stop! You'll kill Hitomi too! Oh, okay, wait. You didn't say that. I have to do something. Ha! Huh? Hey! Over there! Who's there? Ah, I was seen? It didn't work. Run, hurry! Well... So it is everyone who hears it. I mean, that's good to know, at least. I'll ride this out. If something bad happens, something bad happens. It seems like they're not coming after us. Let's hope they didn't see our faces. But Yakko, what came over you all of a sudden? Sorry. Thanks for stopping me. It's like this uncontrollable rage suddenly welled up inside me. Wonder what's gotten into me. I can barely even remember what happened. I'm really sorry. I do think it's partly the curse's influence on you, but we certainly saw something shocking. My heart's still pounding. I'm a little surprised you know Hitomi from Class A. She tends to stand out a lot. Gotcha. Well, she certainly does dress like a delinquent, though she barely shows up to school. But could Mr. Jonouchi or Hitomi really be a curse bearer? No. Could they? No. You're joking. How could they be curse bearers? I don't know, but we should be careful just in case. Yakko? Hmm. When I give the signal, run. Go straight for the entrance. Don't look back no matter what. Hmm? Why? Did something happen? Something happened, didn't it? What about you, Mio? I'll be fine. We'll meet up outside the school gates. If I'm not there in 10 minutes, go straight home, okay? Okay, go! But right! Ah, don't look back, don't look back. This is normally when Shogo sees her, certainly. Huh, huh. I have to get outside. Let's see. To get at the gates, I go by the gym and... I guess I'm just supposed to look around. Hmm? What are you doing, miss? Ah! You shouldn't be here this late. Don't you know what time it is? Oh, Mr. Ashimiya. Well, if it is little Yakko. Anyway, students ain't supposed to be outside playing around at night. The school janitor, Makoto Ashimiya. The guy who may or may not be Nejima. I know you're rough around the edges, but I didn't take you for one to act out like this. I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot something back in the classroom. No sass today, huh? Realized you were in the wrong, did you? Yeah. Forgot some in your classroom, huh? You're a piece of work. But you don't have nothing with you. Oh. Wait, you do? What's that in your hand? Huh? Well, this is what I forgot. I got it from my grandpa. It's really important to me. Girls these days sure have weird tastes. Well, okay. Better head straight home if you're done. I won't tell on you. No, wait. I can't let you walk home alone this late. Alright, wait just a little. I'll hurry and lock things up. But... It hasn't been 10 minutes yet. How do we feel about when it's not 10 minutes? Yeah, shit, I missed 45 minutes. What's up, Timur? Did anyone die? No, but we tried. Jono Uchi's definitely a pedo. I'm gonna say I'm worried about Mio. Listen, I'm the only curse bearer, I think. Yeah, we send someone else, whether or not he is. Is that the janitor man? Yeah, this is the janitor that might be Nejima. I'm worried about Mio. Oh no, Jono Uchi's the teacher. The teacher who was afraid of Michio, even though she's dead. Actually, a friend of mine is still inside. I think they'll be here soon. That's so. Who's your friend? My classmate, Mio Kurosuzu. Ah, that transfer student. Breaking school rules already, huh? Didn't take her for the type. No, I was the one who dragged her here. Well, whatever. I'll go take a look. It'll be safer if you go home together. Oh, right. She's in the first floor hallways. Be careful, though. You don't know what may be there. What's that supposed to mean? First floor? Yeah, I'll be right back. Yakko Sakazaki, 2 a.m. Oh dear. Koma got a high school entrance. She's late. I've been waiting for 20 or 30 minutes, but there's no sign of her. I'm starting to get worried. I'm gonna take a look. I was gonna say, this isn't even gonna be a decision, is it? Mio, are you there? Why you look so far down at the ground, girl? Hi, Zazie. Huh? Oh, we gotta look. It's important that we look. What? Mio, what happened? Where did I go wrong this time? Oh, it's my fault. It's all my fault. I left her alone with a curse bearer. Mio. I'm sorry. The truth is... What could the truth be? All because Mio didn't want to let me kill a pedophile. It's her fault. Oh, here, let me have it talk through. Let me have him talk through. But you don't have nothing with you. Oh. What you do? What's that in your hand, huh? Can you go back and kill a pedophile? No. I can't stay for too long, but this looks dummy. Go rut-row. Can someone do exclamation point Danny? Give a shout out to Korani Des Danny. How you doing, Danny? Go home alone with a chick you on me, like she said. Oh, right. Mr. Jonouchi was actually looking for you inside the main building. Was that? He's here right now? What's he thinking? I don't know. He was in Class 3B on the second floor just a bit ago. Well, I suppose that means I can't be locking up yet. Second floor, you said? I'll go take a peek. Be back in a jiff. My house is really close by. I'll be fine on my own. Really? That's so? Ah, the snack shop, right? I suppose you'll be fine then. Be careful now, you hear? Stay on the big, well-lit streets. If something happens, shout fire. Okay, you worry too much. Well, we wouldn't want to be losing any more students. Though I imagine you'd know that better than anyone. Yeah, you're right. Yakko Sakazaki, 2 a.m. Come on, got high school front gates. What is this weird... Is this supposed to look like this? This big, like, shadow thing? This doesn't seem right. Mio's late. I've been waiting for 20 or 30 minutes, but there's no sign of her. Huh? There's someone coming down the road. That's... Oh, no. A teacher. It's Mr. Araishi. Oh, I didn't know he was a teacher. He looks on edge. I wonder what he's doing. Wait. He's the one who discovered the rite of resurrection. It wouldn't be strange for him to be involved with the curses. I wonder if he has a curse stone. What do I do? But it's way past the 10 minutes Mio said she'd be here by. I managed to escape. I can't let that go to waste. I need to get out of here before anyone sees me. Yakko Sakazaki, still 2 a.m. Yakko's home. Oh, look at the little heart that was inside of that symbol. Ah, I'm home. Thank goodness. I don't think the walk has ever felt so long. Nobody will be able to use their curse once it's light outside. I need to go look for Mio as soon as it's morning. But for now, I need some rest. She doesn't even go back for Mio? No, Mio said do not come back under any fucking circumstances. Mio could sense that someone else's curse was going to be activated on Yakko. So she said, what did she say exactly? She said, when I give you the signal, run outside, don't turn around, don't look back, just sprint straight for the exit. If I'm not outside in 10 minutes, go straight home. Do not do anything else, just go straight home. So, we'll see if there's anything more from that, but yeah. And also the other ending we just saw, where Yakko does go back inside, she gets killed by a curse, so. I don't really think there's too much that Yakko can do in that situation. Also, hey Spiny, Mio a real one? Mio is a real one. Gay people? In my heart, yeah. Let's go to Harue. Back up to Harue. Harue Shigima, 3 a.m. Shigima Mansion. I need to remember to keep my eye out for chickens. Back here again. I left Richter to continue looking for curse bearers. And came home alone. Has anyone else died since last stream? Officially? I don't think so. Because Mio's no longer officially dead, because this is a different timeline, so she could still be alive. Surroundings. I can hear the wind rustling in the trees. The old Shigima mansion. We rebuilt it here after the Great Kanto earthquake. It's always stayed the same all these years. Even the war didn't touch it. I never liked it growing up. I always wanted to live somewhere more modern. Aha! Mockingbird number 5 discovered. What's this one called? Ugh, grabbing this is so hard. The ostracizer. Not a racist. The Shigima residence, once a warrior clan with a mansion in Honjo, now a dynasty of police officials, the Shigima family is one of considerable repute. The family estate was originally located some distance from the city, but the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 forced them to rebuild in a new location. The Shigima mansion was at one time a bustling place where members of the social elite mingled. 1 year ago, however, the head of the house was struck with a sudden melancholy, and ever since their mansion has stood silent as the grave. Here we go. The curse of the ever-burning lantern. Kills by disembowelment one who finds themselves trapped in the darkness of the curse echo. So we know in like the first little timeline that we play, this guy, presumably Araishi, I don't know how anyone else would have the curse before him, but maybe. But presumably Araishi tries to kill Shogo with this. And he might have tried to kill Yakko, but I don't know how it's kind of hard because the timeline only ever shows you entire hours, so like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But it seems like he maybe tried to kill Yakko, failed, and then went to the park where Erio and Tsutsumi found him. The resentful memory. When Honjo was filled with samurai residences, the spies of the shogunate lived amongst the townspeople to keep an eye on things. The soba cart on South Wadi Gesui served as one of their outposts. They would communicate to each other in code by turning the lantern on or off. Tonight at 4 a.m. meant that someone would be having the last soba of their life, and that their belly would be sliced open the next night. An unfortunate incident occurred in which a man attacked a woman in a bout of fury. He regretted it deeply, even declining to invoke the right to defend his honor, but the deed was done. Still, he could not accept it. His rage at having been used by his daimyo boiled over, turning into a grudge he would never forget. Nearby he saw a lantern quietly glowing in the night, and when the 6th bell rang, the man cut his own stomach open. Since then, the lantern could be seen alight before the soba cart had opened, and would flicker out suddenly even when there was no wind blowing. As this unsettling phenomenon continued, the rumors surrounding it grew, and soon all were convinced that it was the man who cut open his stomach visiting from the beyond. Fuck the daimyo. All my fellow peasants hate the daimyo. Exactly. Look at the entrance. Wait, think first. Think of my brain. Will this really be enough to gather the soul dregs I need? What if nobody uses any more curses? I lose my chance to bring him back. Wait, what? I don't know why I would wait here, but I'm gonna press it. Okay. There's nothing in here. Go inside. Aha, now we have this. What's up, Saturn? This lady's so obsessed with her son, she can just make a new one? Y'all ain't funny. I'm just gonna tell you right now. That's not funny. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, 4 a.m. Road. Can we be more specific? Well, with this we'll have visited every place connected to the 7 mysteries. This is the last spot, huh? We've got nothing to show for it. Even though every last location looks suspect from top to bottom. Maybe we came at the wrong time. There might not have been any curse bearers around. Sounds like we'll need to do another round before morning comes then. Or maybe someone's been observing our movements. What? No way. It's just a thought. Either way, we should check out this last place. Let's hope we finally get a lead. Kinshibori Park. Ah. 4 a.m. So this is right before. No, I was gonna say, is it right before or right when Shoko died? Yeah. Well. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What the hell is this? Is he dead? Damn it! We were too late. Was this a curse too? Hang on, I'm gonna call this in. I'll leave it to you. I'm gonna take a look around. Boss, bad news. What is it? Another mysterious death was reported in the area just now. The medical unit and forensics team are on their way, but it'll be a while before they arrive. That is bad news. So they got someone else. You think this is the work of a curse bearer? With suspicious deaths popping up one after another, we have to assume it is. Shit, guess we'll be stuck waiting around for a while. Huh? Boss, that phone is ringing. I checked the surroundings earlier. There were no signs of a curse bearer or any curse echoes around. The ringing of the phone is the only sound cutting through the quiet park. He seems distracted by the phone. Suspicious corpse. A young man in his 20s, killed in cold blood. He's definitely dead, but I can't quite discern the cause from what I've seen. There are no obvious external wounds, but what is that leaking from his mouth? Water? Let me go look at that weird... Oh, I can't look at the weird playground when I'm Tsutsumi. Oh well. Think in my brain. The phone booth seems to be ringing. I didn't even know these could receive calls. Oh, really? Boss, the phone. What about it? It's ringing. It sure is. Aren't you going to pick it up? Huh? Why would I? Why wouldn't you? It's super suspicious. I hope I can just not pick it up. Because you know I don't want to. Oh, give it a rest. Do you have anything better to do? Well, not exactly. Then why don't you pick it up? We'll miss it if you don't hurry. Right, they'll probably hang up soon. Are you really okay with that? You aren't the least bit curious? I guess I'm a little curious. Ah, so you're one of those people. You think that if you pick up the phone too quickly, the caller will think you have nothing going on. So you deliberately let it ring a bunch of times before answering. Do people really do that? There are definitely some who want to give off the impression of being busier than they really are. Well, detectives don't have time for that kind of foolishness. Then go pick it up. Fine. You leave me no choice. I'll answer it. I was trying to make neither of us answer it, but whatever. Hold on, Idio. We don't know what could happen. I'll do it. Sure, it's all yours. You little... You know, it might just keep ringing until you pick up. True. It might even be ringing because someone knows we're here. It's entirely possible. In which case... Come on. Any time now. I have exhausted that. Why did they put so much dialogue here if I don't have a choice? That's so annoying. I was getting kind of excited. I was like, wow, if I keep doing this, I really can, like, run out the clock and something new will happen. But no. No, fuck me and fuck my drag. Huh? What's this? There's something stuck to the side of the phone. Hey! Come on, boss. That's not what we're supposed to be searching for. Easy fucking game. As if I'm not missing a million. This is the Pelicanot. In this timeline, the man in black is still alive, yeah? As far as we know, yes. All I had to do was wait a little longer. Okay, fine. I was gonna say it's not oh, a Fanpy. I love Fanpy. What a cute Pokemon. Well, we better go check it out. You're right. But be careful. It could be a curse. Hey, I said we. You expect me to go alone? You're the one who's tough against this stuff. Don't worry, boss. You can do it. Go on now. Damn it. It's green? Hello? Kinshibori Park phone booth? Took you long enough, Tsutsumi. Did no one teach you to pick up the fucking phone when it rings? Who is this? What? I finally got him, the real deal! Detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi himself. Oh, wait, that's Chief Inspector Tsutsumi now, isn't it? You've come a long way since we last met. I asked you to identify yourself. Man, have you forgotten already? After all the time we spent together? What a time that was. As I recall, I gave you quite the runaround. Wait. Is this... Fumichika Najima? What? Did you say Fumichika Najima? Like, the one from the Najima murders? No, Edio, the other one. Ding, ding, ding! You got it! I had a feeling that the great Chief Tsutsumi would remember me. I spent 20 long years in a cell thanks to you. That shit was not easy. You should be thanking me. Should have given you plenty of time to think and atone for your sins. That it did. I have repented. My conscience is clean as a whistle. Bullshit. 20 years in prison doesn't even begin to make up for the shit you did. I don't know about that. After all, the justice system was gracious enough to grant me parole. What? If this is the real Fumichika Najima, he must still have a grudge against me for arresting him. So is this payback? Damn it. How'd you find me? How do you know where I am? What? That's my favorite part. The sound of confusion in your voice, it's to die for. This is delicious. I can't get enough. I'm not telling you shit. Have fun racking your tiny little brain for it. What's your goal? Oh, just straight up ask, what is your goal? Now, you gotta understand. I've repented, seen the light. I've been a good boy since I was granted parole. I even got myself a job. I've been real serious about walking the right path. Well, that's very nice. Keep it up. But it was no good. When the opportunity arose, it was impossible to hold myself back. I knew I had to give you a little token of thanks or I'd never truly be able to have a fresh start. Do you get what I'm saying? No thanks. I don't need anything. No need to do all that for me. Just try to live a quiet life. Oh, it's no hassle. No hassle at all. It would be all too easy to just kill you. To tear you apart. But that wouldn't be very satisfying. Certainly not after 20 fucking years of waiting. That's a long time to nurture a grudge. You fucking bet it is. I let it gnaw at me, grow inside of me. I thought of nothing else. All that time I played model prisoner, endured the harassment those asshole guards threw at me. And I did it all for you, Tsutsumi. So please, just accept my deepest and most sincere feelings. Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't feel the same way about you. Shut the fuck up. That attitude of yours is why I'm saving you for last. Ads are happening, so I'm gonna take a break here for a second. We'll just sit here. Tsutsumi has 2 boyfriends. He's just the yoker. Gives everyone all the time to stop him rather than just... Yeah, a joker. I also love the Waluigi's. What other way can you do a wah-ha-ha-ha kind of laugh, you know? I also love how, like... This is just the plot of the Lego Batman movie. I know that it's for the sake of drama, but I love how it's like... Hi, it's me, Najima. It's you, Najima? Oh my god. You have the exact same voice and speech mannerisms after 20 years in prison, and I can recognize you immediately, and because you told me it's you, it's definitely you. Yeah, it is the plot of the Lego Batman movie, and it's the bit in... Which Dark Knight is it? Dark Knight Rises? I get them all mixed up nowadays. Hey, it's me, Najima. I'm from Boston now. Let's get a fucking cup of coffee while I rip your fucking guts out. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but, Who is it that owns MSI Afterburner? Not more than MSI, obviously, but they have just like killed Afterburner, which is what I use to manage my GPU speed. So I have to do something else, and I can hear it like rotating weird every once in a while. Hey, I have family in Boston. I just have to say that's spot on. I also have family in Boston. I'll be in Boston at the end of this week, actually. No stream on Friday, because yeah, I'll be at PAX East. I also have family in Boston. Wow. They probably all know each other, honestly, probably. With the way people in Boston are, probably. Maybe we're all related. Boston is a real small town. Now, I don't know about that last part. People in Boston really care about knowing who all is related to who all. More so than I've seen like anywhere else. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. It's kind of a shame I've already pissed Najima off by taking a long time to answer the phone. I was hoping I could just not answer it, because again, that would be a lot of fun. I'm a little mad they wasted my time. But maybe if I die or something, they'll let me go back and be like, actually... it's like pissing me off, because now, Paranormasight is not a super GPU intensive game, but I can hear my GPU, like, stuttering, because it doesn't know what speed to run at. And I can't make it run at a specific speed because MSI Afterburner is destroyed because they told the developer to go fuck himself. Anyways. Just keep talking about the goal. What are you planning? Whatever it is, bring it on. I'm not running away. I just told you I'm not coming for you yet. Pay attention when people talk, shithead. You see, this time I want to see you on your knees, weeping in despair, begging me for mercy. What? Oh no, I'm so sorry, Tetsuo. Please forgive me. I won't do it again. Shut the fuck up. This is exactly why I've always hated you so fucking much. It was worth a shot. Did you really think that would save me, asshole? You must be crazy. Well, then we're both crazy. We've got so much in common. We should be friends. Enjoy cracking your jokes while you still can. I'm gonna kill everyone you care about, one by one, till there's no one left. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm a lone wolf. I don't have anyone like that in my life. Boss? What about me? Or wait, are you just trying to protect me? There's not a single person you care about? I wonder what your sweet daughter would think if she were to hear that. How did he know? Don't you fucking dare. I'm warning you. Ooh, very nice. This is more like it. She's living all on her own now, isn't she? Attending university and all. Such a good girl. Oh my. Don't tell me that she just happens to live in Honjo. She does? No, forget it. This isn't funny, asshole. I'm gonna find you and make you pay. I love it. Keep going. I want to hear you lose your mind. It's music to my ears. Fuck you. Okay, we're talking about the goal. I look forward to chopping up your precious daughter. It'll be just like old times. I won't let that happen. Okay, so we're supposed to go down the other dialogue tree, which we find out through a process of trial and error. I guess I could give you a little hint. Go on. Well, you see, I have the one-sided read. Tsutsumi, you have the Evergreen Beach, no? Najima, you're a curse bearer? You're using the power of the curse? Indeed, and what a peculiar curse it is. But that's where my hints end. God damn it. The curse echo couldn't have fallen into worse hands. Now we can go back. One more thing we should discuss. In fact, it is the most important thing. I thought you were finally gonna shut up. I'm already sick of you, so I'll pass. Oh, but you don't want to miss this. It's the main course. I would love to just hang out. I could just go after your daughter, but something tells me you'd get bored. No, I'm good. You got me real fired up. You're in my head. Well done. But this is a gift tailor-made for you. I'm gonna kill all the people you swore to protect. Every last person living here. You couldn't. Oh, but with this curse of mine, I can. I'll give you until dusk. By then, I could probably get a couple hundred people or so. And it'll all be your fault. Oh, it must be so hard to know they'll all die because of you. So tragic. It must be tearing you apart. Yeah. Don't fuck with me. There's no way an amateur like you could pull off a curse that strong. Unfortunately for you, I absolutely can. My curse stone is a particularly strong one. Which means I can have my fun without needing to hold back one bit. It's almost like the Feast of Shadows was cast just for me. You're surprisingly well informed about this. Who was it that tipped you off? Who knows? Then how about I kill myself first and ruin all your fun? What about that, asshole? Idiot. You think I'd call it off just because you were dead? There's no running away for you. Ugh. I'll find you. I won't let you get away with this, Najima. You've got 12 hours. Do you really think 12 hours? What the fuck? $12 hours? Do you really think your paltry little organization will be able to make a dent in my plans? Oh, the sacrifices made will be heavy. I can't wait to see you sobbing with regret. And I'll even have enough soul dregs to pull off the rite of resurrection. How splendid. Wait, Najima, you're after the... Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye. Hey, Nikki, where do I buy a good curse stone? Do you have a Lowe's? Local Lowe's? Boss. Edio, did you catch all that? Najima? What is he planning? Who knows? For now, we need to find him and get him into custody. Send word to HQ. You'll go there? Yeah, Lowe's should have it. But you'll probably have to ask someone where it is, which is a whole thing, as I'm sure you know, because Lowe's is so weirdly organized. But the fact that the 7 mysteries are wrapped up in this is going to make things tricky. You mean with Najima being a curse bearer? Just our luck, really. They couldn't have been a worse guy. Sounds like his curse will be able to kill a lot of people at once. I'd like to avoid getting our investigators caught in the crossfire. We'll use them to find out where he is, but then we're going in alone. We should try to collect as many curse stones as we can before then. Let's hurry. Aye aye, boss. Later. It was reported that a total of 3 suspicious deaths were discovered that night. Najima's threats along with the curses were kept secret from the general public. However, the Honjo serial killing still made international headlines following the death of police officer Hajime Yoshimi. At Tsutsumi's request, a large-scale investigation was launched into Fumichika Najima's whereabouts. Tsutsumi and Edio themselves spent the rest of the night looking for curse bearers in the area, but their search ended in vain. And with that, the curtain closed on that cursed night. 12 hours to sunset. Right. I don't want to play as Harue. We'll play as Yakko. I got a tractor supply. Do they have those there? It'll depend. Do they come with the curses pre-installed, or do I have to do that part myself? Depends on how good your Lowe's is. I do like that it turned into a 40s noir flick for a bit. Yakko Sakazaki, 8 a.m. I don't. That was the most cliche horseshit I've ever heard in my life, and I don't find it particularly interesting. As someone who does enjoy, like, noir and true crime stuff on and off, I'd like to read something that's, like, different. So, I was not particularly enthused. Oh, good morning, Yakko. Huh? Yakko, rise and shine. Huh? You're up. Huh? This morning? Does Yakko sleep standing up? Are you okay? Can you remember your name? Duh. I want to say Mio. I'm Mio Kurosusu. That's your name, isn't it? Aw. Right, I actually asked what your name was. But it looks like you're awake now, so good enough. Oh, Mio. Thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all of this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh, yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Oh, well, the truth is, I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? Mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. Huh, that sounds like it must have been tough. Yeah, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice, or maybe more like assistant, of a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money. Oh, you've got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm gonna look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I do have it, but... Yakko? Is it really so wrong? Trying to bring Michio back, I mean? I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yakko. I promise I won't use the curse no matter what, but maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right. Thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go. Yakko Sakazaki, still 8 a.m. Komagata High School front gates. Huh? I thought it unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. Huh? What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Jonouchi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way! Why? Could it be because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jonouchi's body was in the middle of the grounds. But his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and the timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary! Yeah, so the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Shh, keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? Sorry. I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. Hmm? That person over there. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at the school last night, too. She must know something about Mr. Jonouchi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Mio, wait for me. Huh. So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, an exorcism. Huh. So that's what it was. Jonouchi is who the janitor went to check on, yeah. Who we saw with Hitomi. She got that kind of punky look. Yeah, I think earlier Yakko said, like, oh, she dresses like a delinquent or something like that. My hair is stuck on my headset. That's better. I need to know about this exorcism. Hitomi, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? I don't understand it all too well myself. What I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yep, some people are born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed, too? It is possible with spirits who have a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or a parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call. Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. Huh. There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit sense, or a deep connection with the person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. Are we a jost? But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing that behavior or your own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and memories of the host. The deeper their connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Getting possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? It must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, Hitomi. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any difference. Maybe being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah, it's not like being able to see them is your fault either. The same goes for me. Maybe it's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yakko. I bet you could see them too with a little training. I think I may pass. Ghosts are susceptible to peer pressure. Got it. Yeah. I didn't go to Catholic school, so I missed this part. The casual exorcism. Is the school janitor the same guy Harue suspected of being Najima? Yes. Or is that a different janitor? It could be, but the silhouette really looked like, I forget what his last name is. It's like Aishiyama or something? Ashimiya. I was gonna say I was close, but I kind of wasn't. I'm gonna get through this conversation, then we'll go back to the persons of interest in the files and stuff. Yakko said, let me mind my business. I'm good out here. So that's why you do the job you do, huh, Mio? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up all of a sudden saying she was gonna exorcise me. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. You tried to perform an exorcism on her without telling her anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much I explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the results. I guess that makes sense. I can't examine anything this time. Did you hear about Mr. Jonouchi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself. What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What I can tell you... It was almost dawn, probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden, ran out on the ground like something was chasing him, then screamed. Somebody help me! Forgive me, Michio! Or something like that while he was running around. Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else out on the grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. But for just a second, I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. Oh? I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. And she can see ghosts. Then I heard him begging for his life like I was wrong and I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him? He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I better get out of there. Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Jonouchi and killed him. Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say. The classroom last night. Ugh. No, let's talk about the desk though, because that's gonna get real uncomfortable real quick, so we'll save it for last. Did you tell that story to the police? Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways. Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff. And now he's dead, but he died just the other day. Oh, he did. I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey, Mio, I've been thinking something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Jonouchi died, it sounds a lot like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the Seven Mysteries hadn't manifested when she died. And if we can trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Oh, right. Why didn't this isn't a check mark yet? The classroom last night? It told me, last night before you witnessed Mr. Jonouchi collapse, can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? You gonna tell the cops? Oh, right. With everything that happened with Mr. Jonouchi. They'll suspect you if we told them we saw you with them that night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So last night, that piece of shit Jonouchi called me over here, acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible. Whatever. I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer on society when he doesn't know shit about them. That asshole was the one always acting like scum if you ask me. Is that so? Could you tell us in more detail why he called you out in the middle of the night? It's hard to explain. Where to start? Oh god. The dramatic pause had me worried. No, I was like, how deep into this are we gonna get? Is this Life is Strange episode 2, you know? What did you mean by Mr. Jonouchi acting like scum? Was he doing something bad? Not the music going away. You know Michio Shiraishi, right? The girl who killed herself. Huh? Michio? I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her. Call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? I'll leave it to your imagination. Nothing that a couple model students like you would ever get involved in. No way, that's... How? What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I have not known about this? Yakko, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. Jonouchi really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. No, how terrible. Hitomi, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him asking what he was doing. Walked in on it? Oh Christ, here we go. I don't think I need to give y'all a warning that this... I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. But, you know, the context clues are here, is all I'm saying. I couldn't just leave her alone looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. But she never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michio, why? She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. No. Of course, Jonouchi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I didn't understand either of them, but that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. Hitomi, if you knew about it, then why didn't you... You trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yakko, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Michio, why? Ugh. What's this dirt? She's like 15. Did you hear what this dirt was? Nope, never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. For that long? The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know? There must be some reason. Dunno, got nothing to do with me. And then, should I go back here, or... So, last night, how did it start? Ah, right. Remember that nosy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks, so he was the only one I could talk to. Huh, so there was someone like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. It must have been a terrible loss for her, too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died. Oh no. Hitomi girl. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to that park. Then he'd listen to whatever it was I was pissed off about. That day he called me over there like usual. But something seemed off about him, like he was worried about something. Worried about something? Yeah, he asked me for a favor, too. That was pretty unusual. A favor? What kind of favor? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. Then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shiraishi had that looked like this one. Michio? What does she have to do with this? Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michio had? He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Could there have been something that Michio couldn't tell even the police about? I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Jonouchi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal on anything about Michio either. Michio, what is it that had such a strong grip on you? So basically, Yoshimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, but her talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it ended up. So since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside it, there's just a weird, kind of grimy scrap of wood. So you've seen inside it. But from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass, I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh, and since he died right after that. Yeah, he even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Given to a guy named Nakagashi at the police department. Knowing what I know, he probably felt that something was going to happen to him. Nakagashi? Huh? Do you know him, Mio? No, I've just heard the name, I think. So there really is a Nakagashi. That's a relief, at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. Hitomi. Yeah? That talisman. Would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet. It's important to me. Oh, okay. That's kind of fair. We're still on this. So, last night you were looking for the talisman Michio had? Yeah. And I figured that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now. Come to the school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's used it for secret meetings before. Yuck. I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So, yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. But nothing he said made any sense. Like, that I was really Michio and stuff like that. He went on and on about how it was my fault and that if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Ugh. Were you okay? Yeah, that's right when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Jonouchi was freaking out. Oh my gosh, good thing you got away. So it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was sort of a bust. Afterward, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. Then I saw you and old man Ashimiya talking, and then Mio showed up. Oh, you did? That's also why I saw Jonouchi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you were only here to look for Michio's talisman. I see. I was dumb to fall for that creep Jonouchi's trap so easy. It could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Jonouchi. She did have a reason to hate him after all. No way. You mean that really was her ghost? Like, for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them to act on those lingering regrets. Huh. Wonder if that's what happened. Alright, then supposing what the spirit board said is true and Michio's death was an accident, then she must have had some regrets. If she really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was the kind of girl who would just give up, no matter what the situation. I don't really know, but she didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she'd kill herself. And that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure. Thank you, Hitomi. Oh, if you two find out anything about Michio's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Oh, can we get your contact info? Where can we normally find you? Right. I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's the phone number. Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with you. Who friend? And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagine. I was kind of scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up. You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. And don't die out there, okay? Thanks. We'll be careful. Girls supporting girls! Alright then. We got a lot of new information. Sounds like Mr. Jonouchi was killed by a curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bearer at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes. The curse echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Jonouchi seem to be different. The people in the school at the time other than us were Mr. Jonouchi, Hitomi, and Old Man Ashimiya, who you ran into. I was thinking it would be among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one. Mr. Jonouchi is pretty suspicious, though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right. That's why I say there are multiple. Oh, right. The person who killed Mr. Jonouchi would have to be one, too. Which means it must be either the mysterious girl or Old Man Ashimiya? Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them. That said, the mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jonouchi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses given that he's the one doing research on the rite of resurrection. So we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find who's responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off, and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. That makes sense. In which case, next we should do... what exactly? We need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He definitely knows something. It should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But the school is closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where'd it go then? Oh my god. Okay, let's read all the stuff first, though. Our many updates. Hitomi Okuda. Hitomi is a rebellious student in Class 2A at Komagata High School. On the rare occasion when she does show up to school, she skips all her classes and spends her time hanging out on the rooftop with her fellow troublemakers. Hitomi is regarded by the teachers as one of the worst offenders among the delinquent students attending Komagata High School. Hitomi was a fairly ordinary student when she started high school. However, trouble at home in her first year had her take a turn for the worse. She began associating with a group of delinquents from other schools, with whom she'd wander around town at night to avoid returning home. Warnings from teachers about dress code and conduct violations have fallen on deaf ears, with Hitomi going on reactionary rampages around school with her friends, breaking windows and disrupting classes. Recently, some teachers have taken to using harsher measures and even corporal punishment to correct Hitomi's behavior, but this has only served to exacerbate the animosity between Hitomi and the school. Hitomi is widely regarded as the leader of the troublemakers at Komagata High School, but the title does not mean much to her. Kohei Jonouchi. Finally, I was thinking earlier, like, it's so weird, after Richter talked to him that we didn't get, his POI page, but now we have it. Kohei Jonouchi. Kohei is an English teacher and the homeroom teacher for Class 2C at Komagata High School. He was seen alone with Hitomi Okuda in a classroom late at night by Yakko and Mio. His deceased body was discovered on the school grounds at dawn. Kohei was an honor student and top of his class back in his high school days. The apple of his parents' eyes, he was placed under immense pressure to attend a first-rate university. The family's plans came to naught, however, when the pressure caused Kohei to sink into a deep depression and fail his entrance exam. Even at the university he was able to enter, Kohei struggled to keep up with his classes, leaving him a vain but wounded young man. Kohei never aspired to be a teacher, but figured it was the least he could do with his talents. He considers his students to be beneath him, and largely looks down on them all. Makoto Ashimiya. Makoto is the janitor at Komagata High School. His predecessor was nearing retirement, so he began working as his replacement about 6 months ago. Makoto is popular among the students for his friendly and caring nature, going so far as to remember the names and faces of all those attending the school. He is affectionately known as Old Man Ashimiya. Although he appears to be a simple, amiable man, Makoto's occasional shrewd remarks have led to speculation among students that he may have led a far more interesting life than it seems. Whatever the truth may be, he will be remembered as one of the 7 mysteries of Komagata High School for some time to come. That's silly. The 7 mysteries of Komagata High School. Hideki Araishi, local history researcher. Cursed echo of the ever-burning lantern that he don't got no more. Hideki is a historian who works part-time as a curator at the local folk museum and is a teacher at Komagata High School. His recent publication on the Rite of Resurrection has caused a stir in occult circles. Although he received the curse of the ever-burning lantern, the curse stone was later collected by Tetsuo Tsutsumi. Hideki is the quintessential obsessive researcher. Despite being entirely unsuited for teaching, he had no choice but to take up a position at Komagata High School in order to make ends meet. While having a captive audience in his classes goes some way to satisfying his need for respect and recognition, his conceited nature makes him unpopular among the students. Lately, he's concerned that articles he contributed for purely monetary reasons have earned him a reputation as a researcher of the occult, but the surge of interest in the topic and the resulting volume of article requests he is receiving are undeniably tempting. Hideki is a regular at the Kurokikyo Cafe on Hokusai Street, where he can be found outside his work hours writing essays and manuscripts. His published books include A Study of the Unknown and An Introduction to Bando History. Huh. Were you able to snatch Araishi's curse echo? Yeah, Tsutsumi has it. Candy Shop Senoya. An old-fashioned candy shop located on a street corner in Honjo. It has been in Yakko Sakazaki's family for 3 generations. On the weekends, you can spot Yakko watching over the store, cooking monjayaki and playing traditional tops and card games with the local children. Oh, she's so cute. Though traditional candy shops are known for selling cheap treats for kids, it is not uncommon to see these largely privately owned businesses becoming something more like general stores, selling food, drinks, utensils, and other daily necessities. Many families operate candy shops on the dirt ground floor of their home, known as a doma, with a space in the back where customers can eat monjayaki, as well as arcade games and capsule toy machines in the front. Such facilities make them attractive places for children to gather and play. However, the harsh reality is that traditional candy shops, which thrived during the period of high economic growth when many confectionery manufacturers entered the market, are experiencing a steady decline due to the rise of convenience stores and changes in children's interests and tastes. A whooper. You can never have too many whoopers. Alright, hang on, I need some fucking water. Well, it says you always hang that at that coffee shop, but I don't see it anywhere. Where is it? Hokusai Street? The thing is, I feel like in another, I almost said another level. Playing as someone else, I think they told me where Hokusai Street is, but I don't remember. It wouldn't make sense to go back to home, the candy store, would it? Let's go to the bridge. I want to say it's this one, but I might be wrong. Can you check the locations? I don't think it says really where they are. Because one of these is Hokusai Street. I think it's... Is it this one? Oh no, she got hers elsewhere. Never mind. We'll just go to the bridge first. 9 a.m. Ryogoku Bridge. And so, Miyokuro Suzu and Yakko Sakazaki decided on their next location to investigate. Oh. But it didn't do little breaking things, so I guess that was not correct. I should have saved right before here, but I didn't think to. Resume? Oh yeah. Should I just click on all of them? It'll be faster if I save also, so I'm gonna do that. I'm assuming they'll all say the same thing, and I won't find out till later, but I'm still gonna press all the buttons. Just because I want to see if anything different happens. Well, let me press one more. Yeah. I mean, if we go back home, it'll say something else, certainly. Wouldn't it? Oh no. I gotta say, this is not an investigation. This is eating candy at home. I'm just being thorough. I just want to see if anything else will happen. What it sounds like is that I'm just sending them here until I play as everybody else and advance the timeline, you know? You gotta trust the process. Hashtag grind set. Hashtag something else. Oh, well, you know what? What I could do. Because this is South Warigasui Street. Oh no. What are you doing? Because he went to different locations. I was trying to see if I actually have seen the street that it's on. Because I thought I had. I think maybe it's just been mentioned that often. I just wanted to know where it was on the map. But maybe I really haven't been there. I mean, if we're trying to lead them to Araishi... If only the map was better. Hey, they only know about so many places. They're just teens. They're just teens. Hokusai Street. I wish I knew where it was. And I can't help but think that I've seen it before and I just cannot remember it. Because I really did think it was like down here. Or like down here. Something like that. Well. I don't want to send them to Ryugoku Bridge. Where should I put them? Send them to Komagata Bridge. I'll leave this as my final answer for now. Moving on to Tsutsumi. 9 a.m. Kinshibori Park. Sorry for the wait, boss, but I managed to gather some information. Took you long enough. He's been up all night gathering information. Must be nice to be young and have that kind of energy, but I'm glad to have him on my side. It gave me a chance to rest up. Forensics has finished their investigation. The body's been carried away. That said, we're still closing the park to the public, at least for the time being. This place was really giving me the creeps last night, but it looks pretty normal now with the sun out. Hey, what's up, Jam? How you doing? Oh, and I can't even turn around. Let's think. Well, we've got ourselves quite the mess. Strange deaths popping up all over the place that may or may not have something to do with curses. We also need to keep looking into Yoshimi and Najima. For now, we'd better start following up on the few leads we've got. Guess I better see what Edios find out. I'm great, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. A little sleepy. Things at the station were pretty hectic, but I managed to get some info. Let me fill you in. Thanks. The floor is yours. Sewer killings. A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. So let's start with that one, the young man we found here. He's been identified as Shogo Okie, 25 years old, regular old office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned. He drowned? In the middle of the park? That's not possible. It's gotta be a curse we're dealing with here. About that, boss, isn't this park associated with one of those 7 mysteries too? Yeah, Whispering Canal. That's right, the Whispering Canal. It does seem like there'd be a link between a canal and death by drowning, don't you think? Sharp thinking, Edio. You're starting to get the hang of this. So let's assume they're related. What's next? Before that, the body of a woman was found behind a residential complex in Kamezawa. The victim has been identified as Tawako Hayashi, 29 years old. She was an office worker who lived on her own in the area. As for the cause of death, well... yes? The entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found... we're looking for something large, flat, and heavy that could have crushed her in one fell swoop. Hang on. Are you saying she was stepped on? Meaning the foot washing mansion. Exactly. Crushing is the foot washing mansion's modus operandi. Edio, acting like fucking Elwoods. The place the body was discovered is also known to be related to the 7 mysteries. Then is that Namigaki's doing? Shit, I knew he'd used it. Judging by the amount of soul dregs, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. Guess we should report this to Paranormal Affairs. Got it. And as for the 3rd victim, he was identified as Kohei Jonouchi, 32, a teacher at Komagata High. He was found in the school's courtyard. Cause of death appears to be external trauma from a fall or heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. Since he was found in the middle of the courtyard, he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building. A teacher dying at school. And not just any school. Komagata House is one of the 7 mysteries. What is it called again? I think, let me double check. It's either, I think it's the Fool's Procession, but... Yes. Right, it's where the Fool's Procession is supposed to be. It's too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility that this death was also the work of a curse. I see. Either way, it seems all 3 victims can be tied to the 7 mysteries. There's probably a curse bearer at the center of it all, pulling the strings. But you've got a point. All these strange deaths do point in one direction. That's right, and Hajime's case wasn't all that different either. He also died of mysterious causes in a place connected to the 7 mysteries. Problem is that the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated. Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the 7 mysteries? That's a thought. But if that were the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner. One who could pull off a curse like that without using a curse stone. There aren't many people in this day and age who could do something like that. Oh, really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff. I'd be more surprised if you did. What's the Fool's Procession do? That's the... that's Yakko's curse. That's the one where if she can be hidden and force someone to listen to the music that plays from it for 30 seconds, she can kill them. Pretty sure that's what it does. This is kind of silly. Kind of stinky, comparatively. Oh wait, I scrolled too far. Duh, it's up here. Yeah, Fatal Fall, one who hears its music for 30 seconds without seeing the curse bearer. Hi Azalea, how goes the Paranorman? I'm doing my best. Edio Loki giving dramatic foreshadowing. I mean, this game is a lot of, like... a lot of looking directly to camera and going, I wonder if this thing might happen. Like, characters who have no reason to be saying or thinking these things, saying them loudly to, like, drop hints. Any more to say about that? Well, looking at these deaths, it seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night. But we can't rule out that there were more killings from which the bodies haven't been found. Yikes, I hadn't thought of that. But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse stone, it seems that the curses can't be activated while the sun's out. Oh, that's great news. So basically we're safe during the daytime? Exactly. It's also likely why Najima gave us till dusk. He must have known the curse stones couldn't be used during the day. Either way, we got till nightfall to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers. Aye aye, boss, let's do this. At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Yutari Namigaki had the foot washing mansion, and Hideki Araishi had the ever-burning lantern. We've got both of their curse stones. And then there's Najima, who claims he has the one-sided reed. Yep, that about sums it up. We'd better figure out who the remaining 5 are, quick. How should we go about looking for them? There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's focus on other things for now. Tracking down Najima may lead us to the other curse bearers, too. Either way, he should be our top priority. He could do some real damage if we don't get him. I also want to look a little more into Yoshimi. I've got a feeling there's some connection there. Aye aye, boss. Sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. I'll read the new file. Oh, this is just the known curse bearers that it's saying. But why don't we have, we're not going to have the other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, we're fine. I don't know why I thought this was only 7, as if it's not a long-ass list of 9. Also, if Najima is such a problem, why can't the government just reveal the info about where he works now? I guess when you go into the witness protection... I mean, I guess I don't know how Japan works, but in the United States, I'm pretty sure if you go into the witness protection program, people cannot reveal, like, your identity. Like, no matter what. It's you have to be independently causing a problem, I think. I think part of it, too, is that everything has to do with paranormal affairs. And so, Tsutsumi can't ask a regular cop to pull his files because it all has to do with paranormal affairs. Also, like, just speaking for me, Lotus, he has no fucking proof that it's Najima. If I was a serial killer, I would just claim to be Najima. You know? What the fuck are you gonna do? Who was Adaishi's the guy who wrote all about the curses. He's the one who kind of kicked off the occult frenzy, but on accident. Because he's just like a guy who likes to study stuff. I'll show you his picture and you'll recognize him from when Richter was talking about like, oh, here are all the people I saw tonight. One of them was Araishi, who he said was just a middle-aged man. This is the guy who y'all thought from behind might have been Jonouchi, but no. Drowsy, that's just a guy. That's just a guy. A little guy with a long nose and pants. I asked around Sumida's Community Safety Bureau where Yoshimi was stationed. It seems like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michiyoshi Raishi. Ah, yeah, I heard about that. He was trying to determine whether it really was a suicide, looking into the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds, all that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide and his superiors told him not to go stirring things up. What was the evidence? Well, according to the report I found on his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building, a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide. But... he thought there was more to it? Yeah, a truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall. So there is a chance that it wasn't a suicide. But what a terrible way to go. There were no brake marks on the road, meaning it would have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down at all. This is turning into quite the grisly case. But the vehicle couldn't have come out from a collision like that unscathed. Exactly. So I asked the traffic bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage. But I haven't heard back from them yet. I don't think they're looking very hard. So we've got no proof. That said, if it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide, it's possible that someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth. That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in? Not quite. Yoshimi had already talked to forensics and the traffic bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up. You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Michiyoshi Raishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too. Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. At least he said it. Ads are starting up, so I'm not here. Is there a hit by a car curse? Not that I know of. Wait, she was hit by a car and didn't fall? Maybe. I mean, at the very least, they're saying, like, that it's a maybe. Hajime Yoshimi. Remember the girl Yoshimi met with the day he died? One Hitomi Okuda? Community Safety didn't have any contact information for her on hand. Not even an address? Well, they had her parents' information, but when I called they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That said, she still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there. Not sure we really have the time for a stakeout right now. But she could be a key witness. Can we have Community Safety track her down for us? We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it done today. For starters, Komagata High School is closed today. Ah, because of the teacher that died. That's right. Alright. But if it's not something we can do today, we may have to forget about it. Let's move on then. Anything else? I got some information about Yoshimi's fiancée from Community Safety. Her name is Mayu Chozawa, 27 years old. She works as a beautician in the area. This makes a lot of sense. One thing I've been meaning to say, but I keep forgetting, is that the Paranormasight, splash art, like the cover art, is a collage of characters, and there's one character that we haven't met yet. Everyone else on the poster I've seen before, or is a ghost, who I've also seen before. There's one character that I haven't seen, who appears to be a woman with like short choppy hair and big earrings. Now that I hear beautician, I'm like, that might be them. Hey Percy. Look, I even managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty. Let's see. But wait, I wanted to see the picture. Oh boy, here it comes. But what? Community Safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died. Not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response. Dead silence. There it is. Can't things just be easy for once? Yep, that's her. Mayu is a beautician and the fiancée of Hajime Yoshimi, a police officer with the Sumida Police Department. Mayu's current whereabouts remain unknown. It's definitely starting to look suspect. A crime of passion, perhaps? It is fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or a spouse. Never easy, but always implausibly interconnected. Honjo is a weird place, apparently. But Yoshimi was well liked, and they'd been together for over 10 years. You never know. Things could be different behind closed doors. I guess so. But we'll have to consider the opposite scenario, too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger. You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. We'll know as soon as she's found. Alright. HQ has mobilized a search unit for Najima, but so far we haven't received any word. Guessing he wasn't at home or at work? About that. Apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago. Okay, so they don't have the witness protection stuff going on. They're just like, You serious? So we have no idea where he lives? It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at. They told me he was only there for a month before he quit. Hold on a second. You're telling me nobody caught that? Well, I had the same thought, so I spoke to his probation officer. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews, but never bothered It's so hard to talk right now, I don't know what happened. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews, but never bothered checking on his workplace. He also said he'd lost track of Najima when he moved to a new place. Jeez, that's just sloppy. I've heard that they're giving parole to just about anyone these days because they're running out of room in the prisons. Which also means there aren't enough probation officers to go around. Dude's probably overworked. So Najima got to fuck about unsupervised. God damn it. That asshole is annoyingly good at faking remorse. Or insanity. Whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking to him left a bad taste in my mouth. He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track him down. That explains why he so brazenly made contact. That asshole. He's mocking us. Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filed. That's going to take way too long. We only have until dusk. Well, speaking of Najima, yeah? Did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd be best to put her into protective custody as soon as possible. Not yet. I can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to the house either. That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? And why weren't you the one trying to reach her? Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright? Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh? Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree. I guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you, her former father, can't find her, how the hell did Najima do it? Former, eh? That cuts deep. Yikes, sorry. It just kind of slipped out. Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his curse echo. Back on topic already, huh? He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance. I see. The one-sided reed. What was that story about again? Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up. Right. One of the more gruesome of the 7 mysteries. As for Najima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it till we find something. I'll check in with HQ frequently to see if they've got any updates. And that's about it. This music. Shall we continue our investigation? We could go to Kamagata High School to look into Hitomi Okuda, or to Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her. There's a lot we need to do, but not a lot we can do. This ain't looking good. We're gonna run out of time if we don't do something. Gotta keep moving. I don't want to bother Hitomi. You know? I don't want to bug her. Oh no, okay. Here we go. Finally, we have some time with Harue. 10 a.m. Shigima Mansion. This is a bit too upbeat, like if Seinfeld had a crossover with True Detective. Silly. Just silly music. Good morning, ma'am. How you feeling? Everybody's little meow meow is on screen. Hi, meow meow. I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. Let me look for more stickies real quick. I know that I can't only find stickies with Harue, but it's just like, because I found the first one with Harue, then it reminds me that I should be looking for them. But then I get wrapped up in the story again. This is the old mansion where I was born and raised. The town is beginning to wake up once more. The clamor of society can be heard from beyond the garden gates. Like any day, a cloud of pollution drifts out from the industrial area. I was gonna say this while we were talking to Hitomi, because that's when this first kicked in, but I love this delicious guitar that we get now. Because we didn't have this at night. He's looking a bit tired. He must have been up all night investigating. Think with my brain. We may be surrounded by curses and death, but it matters little. My only concern is whether I can see my child again. By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purposes. Oh? I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation. Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if it'd get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay, with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Alright, let me go back to talk about the curse bearers. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3? That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul dregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal. I'm good, had a COVID booster and shot today, so I'm feeling eepy. Oh, fair. Mine just made my arm hurt. I didn't really get super eepy. I wonder if the situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. Do you think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they're likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite, this would be very risky, since as a curse bearer they themselves would become a target. So it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers moved less aggressively. That's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls, while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is the safer course of action, which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. Funny how they're like, how shocking the number is so small. Why is everyone not falling over themselves to destroy the whole region? When they themselves are not killing anybody. They think they're so smart. When really, it's just that a lot of people are not willing to murder a whole bunch for no reason. Any more? If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The right could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. And that's been what I was thinking. 'Cause ghosts. And notably Trixie. Seeing it might be up for naught, do you want to give up, man? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them. But I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. Still posed. First there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoicho Park. You even determined her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with ukiyo-e in the curriculum, pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. Doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the curse stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. No wonder there's a horror game when all the characters like, killing is bad, but also, why is there no more death happening? No, but I'd be like, actually, I can't say I'd be like that too. I'd be like, I'm gonna hide in my house forever now, if I think this is real. Unless, of course, I knew about a pedophile like Mr. Jonoichi, that I'm gassing it to go kill that man. And then, I'll get like a shamrock shake and then I'll go home. Just has to be a co-star with Chris Hansen? Oh, wait, that's... Well, I don't think they'd approve still. He'd make a killing. I don't want it to be that way. To kill a predator. If only. Next is the tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assume she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. There was a typo, it said had be too. Luckily, I'm a master of the English language. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I have bad news. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Huh, now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Araishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my, even he is involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Soaps to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Warigasui Street. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Jonouchi. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. But regardless, this means the 2 people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries' curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one, too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. Think with brain? Brain same. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use the curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Well, let me look at my door. No one's in the mansion at the moment. The door's been locked shut. The housekeeper's already left after cleaning and preparing food. I do want to go to the soaps. Pretty bad. It is important that they talk to Michio, but I don't know how they would find out where Michio lives. And there's no way... there is way though. But there is way. If I went back and sent Yakko and Mio to Komagata High School, and then I also send Richter and Harue to Komagata High School, then they could maybe talk. So hang on. Let me put a save here. Yeah, I don't know if it is going to work that way, but I'm going to try to do that. Because, I mean, at the very least, Yakko has to know where Michio lives. Here we are at Ground Zero. You can't say that. Komagata High School. Cross fingers. Cross all of them. I guess it's logical that the police got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Maybe I had to do it beforehand. Because this seems... I feel like they'd just randomly be standing somewhere. But no, they're on a... Hang on. I haven't done anything except for talk to Richter, so I'm just going to go back. It shouldn't be a big deal. No shit, fuck. Wait. Don't look at me. I saw Komagata and I was like, yup, that's the one. Anyways. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to play the video game, okay? And the thing is, too, this might be very silly. But at the very least, we know there are other characters who I'd be worried about meeting each other. These are not them. I'm not really worried about them meeting each other. Let me speed through this conversation really quick. Oh, wait. Before I forget also. Where are the birds? I should look at the hint for where the birds might be. So I can remember to look at the birds. Where are the birds? There they are. Approach the net. A bottom shelf surrounded by darkness. Jackpot. Look up at the first house. Among the morning green. Before hearing the history. In the bright garden. If you won the lottery. Wait until you feel like yourself again. Detectives and private eyes. The excited detective. waiting at the entrance, in a park where sparrows sing, waiting at the intersection, a unique-looking playground, revisiting the park. I feel like this one I probably should have already seen, revisiting the park at night, but we'll see. I guess it's logical that the police has got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry's been strictly prohibited. The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. Guess that's the thing people do. Hey, I don't see him anywhere. I was hoping that I would turn the camera, they'd just be standing there. Just hanging out. 2 people have died. A teacher named Kohei Jonouchi and a student, Michio Shiraishi. Is there anything else to be gained here? He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators, just like in those detective novels. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Yes. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? The school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Jonouchi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Jonouchi. Really? The story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard him mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtailed girl in her school uniform was seen around the school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. Oh, so maybe I didn't need to send them here. Oh well. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no? Ma'am, your son got kidnapped. I know that he didn't go to this high school, but that's a lot to say. Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. Michio's home. I'd expect her family might be able to tell us more, but it's a hard topic to bring up so soon after her suicide. However, it's normal for a high school girl to keep things hidden from her parents, especially if it involves criminal activity. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. The police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see that. It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information. That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forget I said anything. Alright. What's up here? Michio Shiraishi's house. Maybe a little awk, but we'll see. Near the Shiraishi household. I mean, you found out where a girl lived just this morning by abusing that looseness of student info, Mr. Detective. Ah, he could have figured it out anyways. Come on, that's the investigator extraordinaire. I would be... The fact that a random student had a full list of everyone's addresses was like, here you go. Both parts of that, very concerning. How did it go? I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There's a stack of newspapers out front. Very. It's a bit quieter over here. It is a residential area after all. All these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they? Okay. I don't understand why no one's come to this house, even after Michio committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. Does she mean that in a rich way or a ghost way? Could be either. I've never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. They give me the jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richter accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing, always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. Oh, maybe I should look for a bird now. I was just looking around passively. Okay. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out that Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. A car accident, you say? Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So, what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began hearing eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi's standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day, and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Okay, Richie. Let me... Oh wait, it wasn't POI, was it? Oh no, it was. Oh! The common-law husband of Michio Shiraishi's mother, Toshiko Shiraishi. Kankichiro started coming and going from the Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. It seems he served some time in prison, but the details are unknown. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think that's updated, but I like to give a little check. Think always the same? The Shiraishis were dealt a tough hand. I can't imagine what it was like. Could it be the girl was forced by her circumstances to take part in the kidnapping? But the Shiraishi certainly hadn't lucked out with theirs, bringing such a violent man into it. Well. What's the janitor, Iwai, and Najima look like? The janitor does... I mean, we know what the janitor looks like right now. They don't look anything alike. Because, here's what Najima looks like. Or did look like. We don't know if he still looks like that, technically. This is what the, what is it called? Stepfather looks like. And then this is what the janitor looks like. And we know that this is accurate and recent. Kakichiro, I mean, that's what the picture is, but we haven't, like, seen him, right? Well, we did our best. Now let's go to the soap. The noses are different. Yeah, their eyes are different, too. Unless they got facial reconstruction, too, hey? Even then, though, facial reconstruction could only take you so far. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters are on the other side of South Warigesui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. To think a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsue Yamamori is called the Queen. Oh, is she? Oh, is she now? Oh, look, there it is. Hihaku Soaps, a chemical producer that ranks 4th largest in the domestic detergent market and 7th largest in the cosmetics market. From its humble beginnings as a small soap factory established after the war in 1946, founder Natsue Yamamori utilized her feminine perspective and a well-timed economic boom to boldly lead the company into new markets. Even as the market grew crowded with the industrialization of Sumida City, the company continued to expand, digging its roots deep into the area. In particular, it established itself as a household name by focusing its branding toward the rapidly expanding convenience store market. Its flagship products now include cosmetics, detergent, soap, shampoo, and more. The company's name, Hihaku, can also refer to kasuri, a type of patterned fabric. Oh yeah, okay, let me look at her too. Company chairwoman Natsue Yamamori. Natsue is the former president of Hihaku Soaps, a large chemicals company. Though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she still wields great influence over the company from her position as chairwoman. Recently, there have been rumors about her possessing strange and powerful magical abilities, earning her the nickname the Witch of Hihaku. Well, prior to the war, Natsue enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. She was forced to face the bitter reality of the world, however, when the factory was destroyed by a fire during the war, and she was ordered to rework the fabric she had painstakingly crafted into something more suitable for blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise in popularity of Western-style clothing in the post-war period, Natsue left the textile industry. However, a nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, with Hihaku being another name for kasuri, a type of fabric featuring patterns and images woven with dyed fibers. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsue saw a business opportunity and set up her own small soap factory. Taking inspiration from imported soap brands, she developed new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Ever the shrewd businesswoman, Natsue ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV featuring a popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning Hihaku Soaps into a household name. Did you hear about the detergent company that shut down? They were accused of money laundering. Money laundering. Mio's mentor? No, Mio's mentor... oh, we've been told his name, but I don't think he's in here. He's a cop. He's the, like, head of paranormal affairs. My English major brain is digging into this theme of filth, contamination, and the supernatural. No, I feel it. For me, it's the thing that draws me more than the filth and supernatural is more the filth and the working class stuff that's going on. Boring. This is the woman who sent Takumi after Shogo. This guy. So I don't think she's a cool witch, unfortunately, but we'll see. I just want to see who gets zombified. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary? That's correct. Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. I meant Mio having a cop mentor is boring. It's true, but at least it's like a X-Files cop, you know? Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. Oh, Richard, you're staying so close to me. Oh, there's more? Business is up and running. I can see people inside the reception area. Let me look at Richter. He tells me he barely slept last night, and yet he seems to be brimming with energy. Was I, too, that resilient at his age? Perhaps it's what sets apart a detective from the rest? We don't know. Surroundings. Back in the Edo period, the canal known as South Wadi Gasui ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. It's a bit away from Kinshicho Station or Ryogoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. The stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. This is quite a lively area, huh? I suppose you could call it somewhat of a city center. Now what's this? Oh, it's just a street. A wadi gasui, literally partitioning a ditch, refers to a waterway dug down the middle of a road so as to divide it. At the dawn of the Edo period, the Honjo district was little more than a collection of suburban rice farms. As the area became more developed, the South Wadi Gasui was excavated in order to drain rainwater into the Yokojiken River to the east. Though it served the people long and faithfully, it was converted into an underground culvert at the beginning of the Showa area. In the present, no trace of it remains on the surface but the street that bears its name. Fascinating. Alright, what's up, Richter? First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around and visit the cafe for some tea, perhaps? Oh, we might see Araishi. I'm gonna go in. I may be a while, so feel free to... Yeah, a word's missing. I'm gonna go in. I may be a while, so feel free to find somewhere to kill time. Okay, good luck in there. The connection between that filth and the death/supernatural is strong, so it's an interesting choice to present the soap company as a major player in things, given its traditional role with filth. It's true. It's true. I just, occasionally they sneak in a little working class versus the rich, and the cops protect the working class, and then the connections with the samurai and the seven mysteries and the daimyos and stuff, and I'm like, where are we going with this? Because most people don't go far, but I feel like we are. Oh, we didn't see the cafe. Sorry to keep you waiting. How did it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt. He's the same man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the seven mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night. However... You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right, we lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It's a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curses, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. Oh! She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyodo who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Whoa, I can rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Is it possible for them to have 6? No. Not based on what we know. The BS meter is off the chart. It's so funny because initially I thought that like, oh, Yumioka, he just has like a perfect poker face, right? But not only like, and that he was just playing mind game on top of mind game, layers within layers. But I think he is bad at lying and bad at being lied to. Like, he can't tell. Right. If we knew nothing, there could be 6. Because, like, the mystery or the common folktale is that there's 7. So 6, very doable. We know for a fact there's more than 7. There's 9. But also, like, even if we were only playing as Richter and pretending we only knew what Richter knows, we still know that that's a lie. Because we know that there's other curse bearers, like, for sure. So, you know, just goofy. Or I guess Richter doesn't 100% know, but he's, like, pretty fucking sure. So it's just way too high. Even if he had said 5, like, that's so much more believable. But 6 is fucking ridiculous. Right, with the 3 recent deaths and the people that Richter saw, being able to determine pretty with minimal doubt. He should have gone for the real power play and said he had 7. Right. He should have said, you don't know what you think you know. I have 7. No, he should have said like 3. 3 is such a good number and it's so easy. And we for sure know 7 have owners that aren't so Pallades. We as the player, yes. Do know that, like, definitely. Because they're the other characters. Like, for a fact, we know that Tsutsumi has 3. It is 3, right? Or does he have 4? Let me double check. Yeah, he has 3. So, like, there ain't no fucking way. If Tsutsumi has 3 by himself, be fucking serious. Gotta act like they're effective in their attempts to seize power. I mean, remove the dangerous items. Right. But that's what happens when you flex too hard. Should have gone for the startup route. Of like, maybe they reproduce asexually. They reproduce by budding. It could be. Najima also claims to have one. That's true. And the thing is, I had a lot of thoughts while I was filling up my water. Is that I don't think Richter knows that there are 9. I might be wrong, but only certain characters know that. And I don't think Richter knows that. So he can, like, be 1,000,000% certain that this is horseshit. So, yeah, Najima claims to have one. I'll believe him, but at the same time, believing a serial killer on the phone. Which does he have? We don't know. No, he says he has the one-sided read. Or at least that's what he tells Tsutsumi, right? I just don't know if I believe everything he says. It kind of lines up. It extremely lines up. It's just that, like, Najima's thing that we can be pretty certain about is that he is a serial killer who was done in specifically by Tsutsumi. Wouldn't the cop have known if he was lying due to his curse stone? It's through the phone, so I'm not willing to say it definitely. You know what I mean? Who sings that song, Kiss Me Through the Phone? Curse Me Through the Phone? Yeah, who's the one with the car accident song? That's what I'm trying to say. Who got run over by a horse and buggy in the year 1600 in Japan? Or whatever. Anyways, let me get back to this. Really now. Is there actually a car accident stone? Probably not, but we now know one person might have been killed in a car accident and definitely one other person, but not related to this at all, but someone else died in a car accident. So we're just gonna say there's definitely a car accident stone. Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to, but I promise I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume. How prudent of you. I'll oblige. We could technically say that the jumping from the roof one is the car accident stone. Or, you know, jumping, whatever. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the right after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust him. Oh? I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Well, now I feel gullible. Harue, you know better than that. The company is plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the curse stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch? I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. Hey Tito Matthew, how you doing? We should avoid Hihaku for the time being. It'll be a pain if I have to deal with Takumi again. Godlike powers sells soap, seems legit. Anything will sell fucking cosmetics these days. Woof! By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I have reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. T. Just queuing in DVD on one screen with your stream on the other. Godspeed, Matthew, Godspeed. Loop those guys, and or kill those guys, depending. What do we have to think? How interesting that the Queen of Hihaku, or the witch, whatever she is trying to get her hands on the rite of resurrection. It's like some kind of dark fairy tale. Regardless of what is or isn't true, we must stay one step ahead. One step ahead. I mean, the only place left to go is Midoricho Park. Looks nice. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Yame Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. Oh, there's that tree I hid behind before. This place is connected with the story of the Taiko of Tsukaru. Not only that, Katsuhika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayame chose to live here. Fucking nerd. Midoricho Park, a small park bordering South Warigasui Street sporting a mixture of cherry and evergreen trees. Although unremarkable in most respects, its small playground always attracts a number of children come evening. While no trace remains in the modern day, it stands on what was once the site of the Tsukaru estate. The legendary artist Katsushika Hokusai is also believed to have been born in the vicinity. Ape palm. Monkey. Alright. I can't imagine there's much else to look at. Not that I can see. Oh, hello. Oh, good going, ma'am. You found haiku. That's a rare one. Is it now? She's like, I'm just trying to find my son. Find what happened to my son. / bring him back. It's always heartwarming to see children playing in the park. Richter seems to like kids. Perhaps because they're on the same wavelength. You didn't have to roast him! What? Out of nowhere! Out of nowhere! It seems picking up Ayame's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? I'm loving the bird puns. They're really good. And the thing is, too, I have to imagine that they're puns in the original Japanese, and then so they're translated puns? That's tough. Fun, but tough. We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite them being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You were planning to go that far? Detective! We won't make much progress sticking around here. Okay. I can't help but think there's more stuff at the high school. Certainly that couldn't have been it. I guess there haven't been any developments. Oh. Well. I just want the characters to meet. What can I say? They're all dressed up for school. In another world, I might have had the chance to see my son in uniform, too. Well, technically they're dressed up for school, but really they're dressed up to come talk about rumors about their bodies. That's why they're here now. Maybe I'm just missing something. I'm gonna assume that's what happened, but it's nice that they say, like, there's no developments or whatever. I doubt anyone's still living there. Oh, so you came here too? What is it? Ah, well, somebody meeting. Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? La drama. Alright. Fancy sushi. He got in trouble. Yeah, trouble. Who's to say it's trouble? She's definitely getting her fucking curse stone taken. Oh, detective and the cop. It was a bird moment, you're right. Ah, but I didn't have any control of the camera, actually. Like, I couldn't look anywhere. But now I might get to. But let's go to the high school first, probably. I can't stand this fucking music. It's so unserious. Oh, there's Miho and Yakko right over there. Here we are. Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Can someone cut the fucking track? I could, technically. But I want to know how long they're going to keep it up. Is there something on my shirt? Don't tell me I stink. Haha. Komagata High's gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Maybe this is the curse stone music? Oh no! The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. You're telling me. Hello, students. Huh? That's... Boss? What is it? You want to talk to those girls? Not yet. Huh? No, not particularly. Oh, alright. I didn't think so. I got more stuff to look at first. Like the gates. The school gate will stay locked while forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. How do you do, fellow kids? How do you do, fellow curse bearers? Yoshimi also looked out for these students as a Sumida city officer. Juvenile delinquency has been a growing problem for years now. This school is no exception. What'd this say? Juvenile delinquency. The midpoint of the Showa era saw a marked increase in delinquency among young people. A wave of violent incidents targeting teachers as well as students and often involving weapons consumed the nation's middle and high schools. Bosuzoku motorcycle gangs also enjoyed their heyday around this time. Japanese arrest rates reached a historical peak during this period, and pompadoured Yankees and female sukuban delinquents became a common sight on the streets. This youth rebellion is often framed as a reaction to universal education policy or the pressure of highly competitive entrance exams, but its causes are likely manifold, extending far beyond the deficiencies of the education system. No time for birds, all the time for architecture. If there is in-game text that is important about something, I'm here. The bird stickers are a fun side thing. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? The students are just standing around chatting. Guess they've not got nothing to do while the school is closed. Alright. Ideally we could talk to someone who was involved in the incident. Easier said than done, though. Are they actually different, or do they look at both of them? The boss? It really seems like you want to talk to those girls. I do. Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. It's me, divine. Come on, Edio. What? Hey, this is different. Hey, aren't you? You must be that high schooler skirting the child labor laws who I've heard so much about. Say that again? Sorry about that. He's with me. He ain't wrong. He's not wrong. Mr. Tsutsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I'd prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Wait, really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh yeah, like one of those places in Ginza. I've never been. Let's go. We got ourselves a deal, right, boss? The girls are at our service. Hold on. What just happened? I never said sushi. Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. You should do stand-up. I was hoping it would just flash directly to a sushi restaurant. God, that would have been funny. Tsutsumi looking at the bill. It's all the way on the floor. Forensics is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there were too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Besides, it would be good to have Mio look around the scene, too. Ugh. Exploiting this child! What's that rope all about? It indicates where Jonouchi's body was found. They've moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of how it was found. Yikes. That's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs were all... Ugh. Cool it, Edio. You're scaring her. This kind of stuff is a little much for a kid. Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently. Oh, but there's more to look at. Alright, that's enough. Mio, what do you think? I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right. Traces of a curse still linger here. I figured as much. Does that mean Jonouchi was killed by one of the curses of the 7 mysteries? Yes, a strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Ooh. Wow, Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. No? I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. She's gonna get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing! Mio, you're a professional! You think? Hehe. Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. She was with you and then you lost her. Sushi, huh? Well, if that'll solve the case, it's a small price to pay. I'll just expense it to paranormal affairs later. Yes, bitch. That's what you. That's exactly how you act when you can expense stuff at work. I'll just expense it. Fuck it. I'll just expense it. So a curse was used here, which means the curse bearer must have been on the scene too. Okay, we're good there then. It's usually easier to let Edio do the talking when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'll be quicker if I take the reins this time. Oh, fucking Christ. But he did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. Hey. You can win over anybody, but especially a youth. A college student, a high schooler? Food? Done. Some people will tell you anything for a birdie. So this is Yakko Sakazaki. She was with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? That's so sad. If she did, it would do this old man's heart good. But I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. What's that shadow in the doorway? These are just like background characters. So like this is like an investigator picking something up or whatever, and then there's the cop, and then there's all these guys. Mio Kurosuzu. She's like a disciple of the Paranormal Affairs chief. Those are the curse bears, yeah. Silhouettes are people who won't matter to the plot. Exactly. And also, speaking on the game dev side of things, I'm sure it cut costs a lot. I'm sure they said they don't matter. Fuck it. Don't just make some silhouettes. I've heard that she helps out with investigations free of charge under the guise of training. Oh, so okay. Although she's my old boss's protege, she helped me out plenty when I was in Paranormal Affairs. She may look meek, but she's got strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage, plus quite the brain to back it all up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. Oh. This is one hell of a coincidence, huh? That this random girl you know is already involved with the case. Is it? So, how much have you been able to figure out? Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Feast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, then brought forth the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. At least that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the rite at the locales of the 7 mysteries. We've managed to gather 3 curse stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. We have the curse stone of the Fool's Procession. Well, Yakko, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me, Yakko, the girl standing behind Mio. She does. Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and there's still something I want to find out. Alright, I'll leave the Fool's Procession with you two then. I'm a little surprised at that, but that's fair. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other curse stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Okay, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other curse bearers? Have you two run into any of them? Well, last night at school. You were here last night? Yes. You see... And then they recounted everything. Huh? You two were using a spirit board? That's so cool! So that's when you ran into the curse echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow, we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The curse echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's the one-sided read. This is bad. Huh? What's so bad about that one? You idiot! Think! The curse bearer of the one-sided read is, allegedly, Fumichika Najima. He admitted it himself. That's his curse. Can somebody go ask the people at Paranormasight, can we please have a textless version of this? The fucking Nick Cage reaction beam with Tsutsumi. Oh, that's right. Wait, but if that's the case, dude, them both. I was taking a screenshot. And them both pose like this is so funny. Najima might have been here last night. What? I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but... What? Who's Najima? No clue. Not right back to the... I'm gonna kill this music. I'm gonna find this bassist and I'm gonna hurt him. About Fumichika Najima. So Najima's trying to take advantage of the Feast of Shadows for his own nefarious purposes. Huh? He said he's going to massacre the city at sundown today? And he's trying to get to your daughter too? That's why we've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Jonouchi, and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Ashimiya. Wait, Hitomi? Do you mean Hitomi Okuda, second year student? Well, yes. Why? Boss? So she was here last night. I saw Hitomi earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes? Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. Ah, I see. Don't worry, this is about a different matter. A different matter? You mean about that police officer, Mr. Yoshimi? You know about that? Did Hitomi say something about him? Yes, she did, actually. There's a curse that plays a song that kills you, right? Imagine if that song is that fucking bass line. No, it's not that one, luckily. Or, I guess luckily. Just imagine the whole time. I'm slowly dying. Hey, Yakko, I think you might want to hand over that stone now. You know, in case a serial murder comes for you. But... the serial murder has said he's gonna kill everyone anyways. So at least it's a little bit of protection, maybe? That's all I can hope. Besides, Mio still wants to know stuff, so... and I'll trust Mio. If we're talking about people who were at school last night, there was one more person, though I'm not too clear on the details. There was someone else? Apparently Hitomi actually saw Mr. Jonouchi getting cursed and killed last night. What? Talk about some vital information. What she said happened was... Michio was the one who killed Mr. Jonouchi? Are you sure it was really Michio that she saw? Well, that's what she told me. I wasn't there. That must mean there was another curse bearer here last night. Jonouchi was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been there, whether it was Michio or not. Damn, boss. Do you think it really could have been Michio's ghost? I mean, based on what we've heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful. Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean just anything is possible. It's still possible that Najima was behind Jonouchi's death. But what about Hitomi's story? The basis is the curse bearer. Hide and listen to your MP3 player and hope not to get caught. That's totally how people defend themselves in the horror movies. I mean, the thing is, Yakko and Mio are children. They have no way to defend themselves against the curse otherwise. And he says he's gonna kill everyone anyways. It's not like he's specifically targeting curse bearers, at least not so far. So, you know. Mio got stuff to find out. At least it's a last line of defense. About this janitor, Ashimiya, was it? How old is he? Do you know how long he's worked here? Huh? Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to this school, though, so I have no idea. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are all kinds of rumors about him. I see. Thanks. I think I'm starting to get a better picture of all this. Huh? It just seems like her stone works exactly how kids their age get killed in the movies, and that's concerning as all. Well, if it's just like the movies, she should have exactly 30 seconds to get the curse off, which is perfect. She doesn't need to do nothing else. Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see. What do you... No way. Edio, have the officers apprehend the janitor. He worked the night shift, so he might still be in the overnight room. Yes, right away. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they've been looking to question Ashimiya too, but couldn't find him anywhere. No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya? The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoid it. Edio, call an urgent search for Makoto Ashimiya. We can't let him get away. Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. What are you doing here for? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure you did it. Oh my, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, how could that old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bearer on top of that. To think he was so close to us this whole time. Ugh, it gives me chills. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. Let's hope it isn't already too late. Oh! I may have shown Ashimiya my curse stone last night. What? I don't like this one bit. Najima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but... I'm glad nothing happened to you. Wait, but then... Could it have been old man Ashimiya who attacked you in the hallway? Ah, I almost told him that you were still in the building, too! What? You did? Yikes, good thing I didn't say anything. You might have gotten very lucky there, kid. This is too much. I hope they find him soon. Come on, long arm of the law. Help us. Mio? you fucking dork. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows. It would help if I knew more about how the curses of these 7 mysteries first came about. In that case, you're probably best off talking to that crabby researcher guy. You mean Mr. Araishi? I would very much like to talk to him. Right, he's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would know him already. He might be more inclined to talk if it's one of his students doing the asking. Do you know where he is? I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. But you two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers. The cafe? Oh, Kurokikyo Cafe in Kamazawa? Thanks. We'll head over there now. School rules say we're not allowed to go to cafes, though. Don't worry about it. I'll allow it. Not allowed to go to cafes? Is that a thing? Thank you. Huh, that's all it takes? I'll allow it. What's up, John? How you doing? The times are going well. I'm learning about murder. There must be a mastermind behind everything. Someone who orchestrated all this for a reason. I want to find out why. They said caffeine's against school rules. Hitomi did say that Mr. Yoshimi entrusted her with something. He did? What was it? Yoshimi gave her a talisman. Yes, apparently he also asked her to look for another one just like it, one that Michio had. What kind of talismans could they be? Boss? Does it ring a bell? But if Yoshimi was talking about him with his dying breath, they must have been pretty important. Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found? I'll check, but if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died. Right. Would you consider giving us Hitomi's contact information? I'd like to talk to her about this talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi, though. You don't seem like too bad of a guy. Not all that scary for a cop. But I doubt that'll be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up becoming a suspect. To be honest, she was even a bit wary of us. Well then. Do you think she'd talk to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before? Oh, they have. She told us about that. Yes, she might be willing to talk to her. Alright, then we better find her fast. You haven't been able to reach her? That's a little worrying. I think there's certain rules like that in Japanese schools, but it varies. Yeah, I guess I'm just curious why. Just like it's an adult place or something like that. Too fun? I don't know. Mio's thinking face unfortunately looks like BBC Sherlock going into his mind palace. I'm a poison soul. You are a poison soul. Because it just makes me think of that old meme. The fucking... Boy! That one? The classic? I have anything in my brain? Jonouchi was almost definitely killed by a curse. But I wonder about the exact cause of death. If the curse's origin and the cause of death are connected, it could give us another lead. SpongeBob, heal me. That's all we can hope for. I'll pray for you, John. I'll pray for you as SpongeBob. Mayu Chozawa. We'll let you know as soon as we manage to contact her. Okay. I'd be willing to give Hitomi's contact information to her. Oh, right. One more thing. Hitomi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something bad happened to him. It didn't say bad. I answered that on accident. I'm so sorry. My brain was fast. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nakagoshi from the police headquarters. What? So it was a Nakagoshi case. Why would Yoshimi tell her that? Could you check on that? I will, but, well, I don't know if they'll pick up when I call. Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? Well, yes. Nakagoshi's the chief, but he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I've never spoken to him myself. All of Paranormal Affairs cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases. Jeez, what's up with that? Bing bong, bing bong. That amulet Hitomi was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece to this mystery. Oh, is this a guy who just talked to a doll? Or are you thinking of the bird, Zazie? There's a bird in his office, allegedly, that's, not a yokai, some kind of mythological thing. I can go read it. Yeah, the bird everyone reports to. Hang on. I should read it, really. I should read it. Would it be in here? Yeah, here we go. Born of Harue Psychic, blah, blah, blah. The seat in the office is usually occupied by a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nue resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Kuiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. Yep. The thing is, I thought that Nakagoshi was Mio's mentor, but I think I was wrong about that. I think she's an apprentice to the whole bureau or whatever, and I don't think she has a specific person. Oh no, it says that she's the apprentice of a famous psychic, but I don't think they've ever said who, right? Maybe I just assumed. Now I was being silly. Oh, he was? Oh shit. I was right, and then I confused myself because I was going through all this stuff. But yeah. Will this game answer the question, Tsuchinoko real? That is a good question. They might. We have 2 killers involved in this case, right? 2 killers as in known killers or Soap Lady's apprentice killer? I know, I was like, wait. Well, just because I'm getting myself caught up in the web. What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge? Did you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm her friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first. Ah, I see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her, Edio. Alright. Keep in mind that this is just a theory, though. Again. Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide but a vehicular collision. What? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, so it seems he had his doubts about it being a suicide. A van? Speeding? Yakko? What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm not gonna scream. A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. I only saw a young man in the driver's seat, something a woman. I'm sorry. Yakko. Yes. Wait, was I? Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Oh yeah, check the menu. Thank you, you're so smart. I feel like it was intentionally missed, like it's going so fast. A van, there's a young man in the driver's seat, in the passenger seat a woman. Okay. So I basically got it, but it's important to confirm. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. It's no problem, as long as you're okay. That was quite the surprise, though. Psychic? 2 psychics? Yoshimi talked to you about Michio, didn't he? Well, he didn't give me any specifics if you're wondering about that. So I don't know what was truly on Michio's mind either. Right. Do you have any idea why Jonouchi was so scared of Michio? Well, about that. I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but he's a fucking pedo freak. I see. Well, I half expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain. I wonder what he got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that. Michio, what happened? Oh, she keeps saying that. But wait. Think with my brain? Jonouchi was almost definitely killed by a curse. No, that's the same as before, but I wonder about the exact cause of death. If the curse's origin and the cause of death are connected, it could give us another lead. It says that there's still more to talk about with Yakko, though. But nobody and nothing else? No, here we go. Hey boss, Forensics is calling. I'll go see what they have to say. Sure, thanks. Boss, they found this on the ground a short distance away from the scene. What is that? A ribbon? Yeah, the kind you use to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before. You have? Go on then. That's the ribbon that Michio always used to wear. What? Doesn't that mean that Michio was here? Are you sure? Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers. Then, did she come back to life somehow? But how? Que horror. If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go? That's the question. She got her revenge on Jonouchi, but she may have more revenge to dish out. Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against? Well, what about the guy who killed her in the collision? If she really did come back to life, then it's terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. I'm afraid that's all we can tell you. Don't worry, you were a big help. Thank you. We should start our search for Najime and Mayu Chozawa. It might be worth it to check Michio's house as well, just in case. Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here. Got it. Thank you, and good luck. We'll go talk to Mr. Adaishi about a way to lift this curse. Alright, boss. Let's get going whenever you're ready. This fucking... Get me out of here. Zombie girl confirmed. It would seem so. It would seem like it. And I don't think I like that. I'm coming up on 4 hours of stream here. I don't know if I should do another thing. Because, I mean, this one, I think this one, judging by the thumbnail, is going to be, like, long. Because it'll have to be them all talking about everything that they know. I'll do this one, and then I gotta go. Kurokikyo Cafe. Yakko Sakazaki, 12 p.m. Hey. Hey. No. You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in a cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. We know. It'll be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? Wait, where's the... There it is. Give me that. Oh, look at these guys. Hang on, grabbing this on the side is so hard. The Sparring Sparrow Bros. Wow. Unfortunately, every time I see Yakko's name, I think of Animaniacs. Me too, John. We were saying that when we first met her. I'm like, I can't think of anything else, I'm afraid. A cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting. It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke. Oh, because you're allowed to smoke in cafes. That makes sense. Kurokikyo Cafe, a coffee shop on South Warigasui Street. Kurokikyo Cafe's convenient location has made it a favorite of businessmen in the neighborhood. Although formerly a relaxing location where classical and jazz music were played, the cafe has begun incorporating some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. The most popular menu item is a pilaf served with black coffee, although cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice. Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances were in vogue until the mid-Showa era, when the number of cafes offering a carefully brewed cup of coffee in a relaxed atmosphere began to increase. Many of these locations also have public telephones, making them convenient meeting places. However, they also developed a reputation as hangout spots for delinquents, leading a large number of schools to forbid their students from patronizing them. Ah, now it all makes sense. In recent years, table arcade games have become a big hit, affording cafes installing them a steady stream of customers. Cool. Let me zoom out. Oh my gosh, I'm so zoomed into the wall. Is there anything else to look at? I mean, there's Mr. Adaishi. Oh, but no. I can't look at him, I can just talk. How about my curse stone? Yakko, if you would. Right, we wanted to ask you about this. Womp. Oh my, a curse stone. An Okame mask. That must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school last night? Damn, there of all places. Yakko, you're one of them? You're a curse bearer. Please calm down, Mr. Adaishi. Your reaction is too intense. It's kind of scaring me. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? Intimidate him. I'll fucking kill you. And now the perfect, like, music is here. Oh my gosh. I'll flatter him. Your work is so cool. It's just a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about these curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well-versed in this matter. Really laid it on thick, huh? You're the only one we can count on, Mr. Araishi. Won't you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and Seven Mysteries curse stones happening now? Oh, taken an interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Araishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Onmyoto ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something from the occult? Miss Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe this is the intentional work of someone. It's certainly not something that could happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, he may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. Make something up? Cute, creepy organ music. That synth thing in the middle, I was talking about it in one of the other streams. It must be a theremin, right? Or is that something else? Music people, make yourselves known. Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity, and I think it could really help your research. I see. Now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about... Oh no. Hang on. I know that I can just reload with the story chart, but I think it's faster this way, so I'm just gonna keep dropping saves. Ag disappointed. Oh, we're so sad. Oh, wait, no, he looks... No, Jonouchi's the one who really looks down on his students. But Araishi doesn't seem like he loves students either. Ask about his research. Then... What does that record of fates that you've been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection? Oh, I see. That's what you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. Elucidate. If you use the word elucidate, you're a fucking joker. A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah. Okay. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seiman Tsuchimikado. Sorry. Got that backwards. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Seiman Tsuchimikado. I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation. So his real name barely exists in records. Or so it is written in the Record of Fates. As brilliant as Seiman was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family, and eventually found himself in Honjo in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seiman recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself? The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seimei's speciality, the Taizen Fukun ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Oh wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus, it is thought the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more? What about the Seven Mysteries, or the Curse Stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The Curse Stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite. Huh. That's similar to what Mio said, actually. What does this say? Oh, Onmyoji. You'd think that we would have gotten this earlier. but maybe I'm just saying that as an American. An officially appointed government position with the Bureau of Onmyo in medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies of yin and yang and wuxing, the 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs. I almost said animaniacs. High-ranking practitioners used a variety of mystical arts, including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the usage of shikigami. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous Onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchi Mikado clan, Abe no Seimei. However, Onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost, along with the development of civilization. Although the services of Onmyoji were typically reserved for the upper class, there were a number of shomonji, or hidden Onmyoji, who worked for the common folk. Oh, I know about that dude. You know about that dude, John? Ooh. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? Excuse me, Mr. Araishi? What is it, Miss Kurosuzu? You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the rite of resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? You really know your stuff. But about that... That was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh, really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly, rather. It's not a complete fabrication. There is a basis for it. And that is? Well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple students so passionate about this topic. Thank you. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Seiman arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. A conflict over resurrecting the dead. I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. That is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. And I suspect that this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So, what you're saying is... the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seiman's rite of resurrection? Yes, that is how the Record of Fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Seiman brought the rite of resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Seiman was likely using a different name. Then, in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. The Honjo incident. During the Edo period, a chain of events that occurred around a certain resurrection spell became the basis for the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Oh god. The Rite of Resurrection. As indicated by its name, this manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by a once famous Onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Araishi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. According to the Record of Fates, this mysterious ritual was devised by the gifted Onmyoji Abe no Seimei. It converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs collected as sacrifices to the Taizen Fukun ritual. This secret art of converting souls to soul dregs is out of reach to all but the most skilled practitioners. So that's how they're connected. Then, if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries were basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? Again. And there's more. With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who received the curse stones. Resentful memories. Yakko, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did! Exactly. Those moments are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involve dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries. Thus, gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together, it will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yakko. Mio, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. Tell about the resentful memory. Okay, Mr. Araishi, I'll tell you about the memory of the fool's procession. Excellent. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one, then. Not that one? What do you mean? Among the 9 victims at the Honjo incident, that is to say the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Seimon himself. Or so I suspect. Huh? Seimon was one of the victims at the Honjo incident too? Meaning an onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo? Right. It would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo? Mio. Then maybe with Simon's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Nothing. Sorry. About the resentful memories. Oh, wait. Yeah. Mr. Araishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I have learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot-Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot-Washing Mansion. An onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Seimon, I'm afraid. A female onmyoji who sought the right of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seimon. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. That detective did well to escape this one. So, a female onmyoji and rival of Seimon was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuke carvings named Jinkichi who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The right of resurrection. Precisely. This man Jinkichi must have been in contact with Seimon. If I could just collect all of the memories. Everything will be revealed, and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning, you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives. But they might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. I just realized ads are playing, so I'm going to sit here for a second and drink my water. Rip, you guy killed... Rest in peace, you guy killed for spreading misinformation. You would have loved Twitter. Oh, and Tumblr.com? Forget about it. Yeah, incredible. It died before his time. Imagine. The greatest poster the world has ever known, and he couldn't even post. Isn't that sad? What's the trigger for the curse to occur? Another thing. Yes? You never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? He's so... pain. It has something to do with how you obtain the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Najima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. And Mio really is such a badass. This badass 14-year-old. Mr. Araishi, please, tell us everything you know. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice? It said, "I entrust you with this ancient manuscript, and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month." And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month. She specified the time period? I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse, to tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence, I went public with the Record of Fates. Hihaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Huh? Hihaku? As in Hihaku soaps? Right. I mean, no, that's not important. Just a personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are all the details I have. Yeah? Very well. I've told you this much. I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Seimon's Record of Fates. There's a sort of continuation to it, another document called the Record of Fates Yin Scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Seimon's own hand was appended to the manuscript, according to which, after the Honjo incident, Seimon lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. Yeah. It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would gather... It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information inaccurate? If Seimon died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Seimon possessed? Of course not. He could use the rite of Oh! You're telling me Seimon used it on himself? The rite of resurrection can be carried out in advance so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then, is it not possible that Seimon himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place? But he'd still have to collect the soul dregs needed to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. The 8 others besides Seimon. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? That sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly, Seimon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations. It seems that over their long history, the 2 documents became separated and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Seimon had descendants? So there's someone out there related to him by blood, even now? Yes. In fact, I've tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't a well-known onmyoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll, Seimon himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but I haven't found a single lead. So if you 2 find out anything about other resentful memories or the Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. Oh god. The Record of Fates Yin Scroll. It is said that Seimon Tsutsumi, author of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin Scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed and used in the collection of soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. The existence of the Yin Scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown. It is believed to have been inherited by a descendant of Seimon. The Record of Fates. An old manuscript from the Edo period written by the sorcerer who recovered the rite of resurrection. It is viewed as a priceless and authentic document due to its detailed account on how to perform the ritual. Hideki Araishi claimed he found it in the storehouse of an old private residence, but it was in fact entrusted to him by the mysterious voice. The manuscript was written by Seimon Shuchimikado, an onmyoji from the Edo period. He was an extraordinarily adept practitioner, but after being banished from his family for researching forbidden arts, he changed his name and moved to Edo. Ooh. Who wants to bet the voice is also Soap Lady? Oh yeah. They're really pointing us in that direction, huh? Tell me in case the cops don't? He's covering his bases. He wants knowledge. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Simultaneously such a normal man, but also a scuzzbag. We've learned a lot. So, to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the rite of resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll may have info we want since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Right. If we could just find the Yin Scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle this situation. But even Mr. Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curses is involved too. Right. Youths about what to do next. So, Mio, what are we gonna do next? Good question. It may be best to give the information we just learned to Inspector Tsutsumi. We got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Mr. Tsutsumi might know more about it. Should we go back to school then? Yeah, that's our point of contact after all. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Mr. Araishi the Record of Fates, that must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and he said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. Huh? You don't sound like the Yakko I know. Then let's catch him and make him spill the beans! I thought you'd say something like that. Really? I guess I'm just not really feeling that confident right now. I understand. Aww. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice, but I'm also interested in the female onmyoji who was a rival of Seimon. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Oh, you mean where Michio... Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers, even though they always get cleared away anyways. I'm sure it must be hard to have to be reminded of Michio's death all the time. Oh, that reminds me. Yakko? Yeah? When you asked me to do the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? Though, now that you mention it, that day, I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a little bit. But I came to right away and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see. That's all I was wondering about, thanks. Excuse me, you girls over there. Oh, Christ. Whoa. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namigaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. A curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot washing mansion. The foot washing mansion? So you're the one Inspector Tsutsumi was talking about? You already know Inspector Tsutsumi. That makes it simple. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, hey. You're in the driver's seat. Yakko? Yes. Wait, what? Just now was I doing something? Sorry, Mr. Namigaki. What might be the matter? Right, I actually wanted to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me if you have a little time? Discuss something? With us? You were talking about Michio Shiraishi, right? It's related to that. Huh? I'm sure you would learn a few things yourselves. If not now, later is fine. I'll be waiting around Ryogoku Bridge. Something rubs me the wrong way about this, but he mentioned Michio. What should we do? Stranger danger! Chat gets it, stranger danger! Sorry, but there's something we've got to take care of. We'll have to pass. Is that so? Well, that's too bad. I'm in no rush, so I'll be waiting at Ryogoku Bridge if you change your minds. So you said there's no big deal. You said it could be later. So was it Ayame and Yutaro in the driver's seat? Maybe. But I don't know. We don't know when Ayame and Yutaro met exactly. But it sounds an awful lot like they're the people who hit Michio. At least from Yakko's budding sixth sense that we're getting. I'm so curious about what this is with Yakko, because I mean, earlier Mio said, you know, like, oh, if you trained, you could probably be like really good at that, right? You could probably see ghosts if you trained enough. But I wonder if it also has something to do with the curse, like it, you know, being in her brain and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Who knows?